he will dissect your gameplay and find any weakness you have. This guy studies tape like he were going for a degree in college. So you'd better believe he's looked at everything Lord's put out on video there, and he's going to try to take advantage of any kind of weakness he finds. We've seen mermaid dives before. We've seen marsh cave dives. Let's see how this one goes. Looks like we're starting up here in just a second.
Yep, and we're already seeing deviation on the party. Will going for the kind of standard issue rainbow party. All his bases are covered. Lord Fizzle going with that thief. Naming it dead, but choosing it anyway. We're going to see that'll get him his down against him. That'll give him someone to run. That might give him a good leg up in the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with Fizzle, it's going to be important to see when he chooses to dan that thief. Some people dan him right away and just try to get the XP pushed immediately. Other people will dan him around the level 7 to 10 mark, and then maybe bring him back towards endgame for the ambush reduction.
And here we go. Life in Viz 2, Cure 4. What a level 1 white magic.
Yeah, absolutely. That means those knights are going to be able to pick up that life spell as well, so that's going to make them very, very important towards the endgame.
Stop Fire Saber. Not a great black magic selection. Sad with that Force Black Mage.
Yeah, a little bit. Some people might be considering a reroll here at the start. I don't think we're going to see that. I think you're going to wait until you see what's available level 2, level 3, and Provoke and Alpha.
Yeah, and Will already having that advantage with the white and everything available in that level 1. That's a huge level 1. And Lord going straight to Temple of Fiends, no grinded, no level 2s. Will taking his time, looking at the item shop.
Yeah, very, very thought out play here by Will. He's going to make sure that he's got everything ready. He doesn't feel the pressure early to go like you see some runners. He's going to make sure everything's laid out, and it's going to be on his terms when he makes a move.
All right, lower left chest, just a bit of cloth. Wonder why it couldn't just be a ribbon.
Maybe. We still got 2 more to check here at the... Now, Will, unlike Fizzle here, he goes straight in towards Garland. How do you feel about that play? It is just 3 chests, but this early, it could very well be one of your progression items. Oh, looks like imps have stun in this one, so that's going to be fun to deal with.
Oh, yeah, but he's got 2 of them, but he did get out of there. Will having a little bit of trouble with Garland. There's nothing in that level 1 black magic. Just having to throw level 1 fires at him.
Level 1 fires, and because he didn't check the chest, we have no idea if maybe he missed out on a weapon there. But
yeah, anything at this point would have been welcome.
we're just going to go black belt style here with 4 non-black belts and see if we can't slowly take him down.
We'll see a check of those top 2 chests from Lord Fizzlebeef's side. Maybe he'll have a bit of an easier time. Pile of money and a big pile of money.
Tons of money. So that's going to take care of everything they need from Provoca and from Elfland. We got Garland here putting Falk to sleep. Don't care to sleep on the job, but here I am wide awake. We're taking more swings here. We got the Cure 4 going out. Again, still just hitting him here. That fighter is going to put out some decent damage, but everyone else is probably just going to hit for 1 damage if they hit at all.
Yeah, Garland, I mean, I didn't see how much damage he's put out so far. There we go. 3 damage terminated.
A question in chat thought Saber didn't work. In this version, the devs have fixed that. Saber is absolutely one of the best spells in the game now. It raises your attack and your accuracy.
And we have Canoe and Slab. Yeah, to kind of expound on that, Temper works. X for works. There's been a tremendous amount of fixes to weapons. The crit rates were not correct. Anything that was Ice Sword, Fire Sword, Giant Sword, none of that actually gave you any bonus at all versus the thing you thought you were getting a bonus against. All of that has been fixed.
Yeah, essentially you're playing now the version of the game that Nasir way back 30 years ago was trying to make, but just couldn't get it done in time. And there were no day 0 patches back then, so what it shipped with is what you got. So everything's fixed now, though.
And Will having a pretty good run over to this dwarf cave.
Yeah, it's a nice early run there.
Looks like he was... Oh, no. Maybe he'll get something useful out of this dwarf cave, because right now they don't have anything to even try to grind. To get some money, and Will did not check those chests. He doesn't have that 33,000 gold that Lord Fizzlebeef has.
Yeah, that's a gamble that unfortunately on this run is not gonna pay off for him. That's gonna be a huge chunk of money that Fizzle's gonna take with him into Elfland. You've already seen here, taking that money, buying some silver equipment, going in, getting some armor, and he's gonna be able to get some save items and load up on pures as well. Fizzle's gonna be making a trek to Elfland with zero concerns in his mind. He's gonna get there no problem. Will, it's gonna be a little bit of a trek, a little bit of a nerve-wracking experience if he runs into something that has a little bit of ferociousness to it.
Yeah, I just saw on his screen he has 26 gold to his name, and I don't know how he's going to plan to make that gold, even if there is something good in this Elfland magic shop.
Yeah, and without anything to sell other than that wooden staff there, he's going to have to take a little bit of a grind here just to be able to save and perhaps get a few more save items. You know he wants to make his way all the way to Crescent Lake as quickly as possible.
Yeah, this was in my match a couple days ago. This is almost exactly, arachnids with glare, and you got nothing to save you from it this early. So now he has to get 2 light warriors up and find money to save.
If he can run though, and he has the spell charges, he should have picked up life. He can get them back up and running. There's the Hooray Dwarf over on Fizzle's side. He's giving us a couple views at it.
No, but it looks like he's having to spend that money. I think he only picked up Cure 4, and there's our pro rings, pretty cheap. Yeah, I only saw Cure 4 on that white mage. I don't know if he had enough after, and there's our vendor item.
Loot for sale for 10k.
Good to know it's there. No rush for the loot. Don't need it till you're in Topher. And with a knight, you'll probably be back in this neck of the woods anyway. Well, you'll definitely be back in this neck of the woods anyway to get your key.
Oh yeah, and it's nice to see that loot there because now that potentially opens up, and I don't know if we're going to see this today, but it opens up the possibility of slowly starting to, through process of elimination, figure out maybe I don't have to do waterfall. Maybe I don't have to go into ordeals if I know that ordeals is, say, only the tail now. Maybe I don't want to class change. So there's a chance that somebody could make another bold move and skip maybe a class change knowing that the loot's not going to.
That would be a big gamble on Lord Fizzlebeef's side, having that thief. That thief gets so much from class upgrade. I saw Wall level 3 in the white magic.
Wall level 3, that's huge.
Ice 3 and Brack at level 3. That's a pretty decent level 3.
Oh yeah, Ice 3, hardest hitting elemental spell in the game. To be able to have Wall though at level 3, that's going to be huge because if we skip a few chests here and there and miss out on some ribbons, that's going to make up for it. For those that don't know, Wall is a spell that basically puts a ribbon on a character for the duration of one single fight.
And Will, I don't even know how he made it. I saw Fade level 6. He is in Crescent Lake already with a rod. That is not what he wanted to see.
Just yet, we do still have one last chance for that floater with the pirates over in Provoking. You better bet he's going to be booking it there as quickly as possible. But he barely made the trek here. He's still incredibly low on funds. Now he's got to make his way all the way through the river system.
I don't know if he has any. I don't know that he ever had enough money to buy camping equipment. I think he's got to make this in one trip. Meanwhile, you look on Lord Fizzlebeef's side, he's got enough money laying around for 3 pro rings.
Yeah, just a huge armor advantage here for Fizzle.
And there you see Will have to take a reset on some ambushing Caribes.
Okay, he's got 1 tent from what I can see, so that's about his last save item. He is close to popping out of this river system here soon.
Yeah, he used it about. It looks like he's used it. Now he's in this little gap. He's deciding. Yeah, he decides to go ahead and use it.
So there's that cabin. Now the river's obviously deadly because you've got quite a few hard-hitting enemies, but this trek up to Provoca in a randomizer could be just as deadly. These ogres here could have death touch. We don't know.
And Will's going to try to take some out because he needs some money. Even if there is something good at Provoca right now, he couldn't afford it. I almost wonder if a trek up to Matoya's cave at this point would not be a bad idea. See if there's something in those chests. Give you a little bit of spending money.
Yeah, I think it depends. If the pirates give you the floater, and along the way you've taken some fights like he's doing, enough to get a save and then a few save items, I'd probably book it straight towards the desert. But Matoya's cave, not a bad check for Will being this broke. For Fizzle, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he's having a heck of a time just taking down 2 ogres. Meanwhile, Fizzle has two characters with silver swords, one with a falchion. He'd be done this fight and in Provoca by now.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes when we talked about earlier, will make a few gambles here. He studies your opponent. He knows what you're not going to do and what you are going to do. In this case, he knew Fizzle was going to check those chests, so he chose not to try to save some time. And unfortunately, it bit him for the tune of about 33, 34K.
Yeah, he has nothing but a wooden staff on that poor little fighter. Critical hit, 3 whole damage, and he decides to no bout.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He spent quite a bit of time trying to get that down. It didn't pay off.
And ogres this early are good money, you know, it's 200-300 gold each. And you see how fast Fizzle can make progress. He's already passed up Will, no problem, in Provoca, checking the shops.
There's our fire 3.
It opens up a potential pop grind if you feel if Floater is not on Bicky and you know you're going to have to end up diving ice. Saw Fog 2, not as good as Invis 2, but not bad.
Fog 2 a little underutilized, but great spell nonetheless.
Alright, we'll get our first look at these pirates and see if we're going to have an early ice dive or not. We don't have warp, we don't have exit, so if they have to go into ice, they have to go in prepared to clear the entire cave. And Lord Fizzle is... Oh, there it is, the floater.
Alright, so that kind of saves them a little bit there. Now they just need to get their way down to the desert, use that floater, get the airship, and then they can start opening up the rest of the world. They can Sarda, they can do Cardia Isles if they wanted to. They don't have the tail yet, so if they did, they'd have to double dip, but they have options now.
And will unfortunately having to reset out again. Yeah,
that just goes to show just 2 or 3 chests checking is making such a huge difference here in this run, and it's unfortunate on Will's side, but...
And it's not even like you're talking, it was the Masamune or a defense or power bonk. It was literally a chest that in another hour's time wouldn't even matter to you at all. 33,000 you wouldn't even care about, but this early in the game, that'll have him set and has got him all the way back. He's almost got his airship.
Yeah, Fizzle's going to be flying here in about just shy of 12 minutes.
And then I'm sure we'll see a pretty standard routing at this point. Sarda check, potentially that cave just north of Sarda, 4 pretty easy chests to get, Cardia Isles, and then we have to start making some decisions.
He overshot it just a little bit, but yeah, Sarda first, and he's going to hit up Titan's Trove, like you said, just north of this.
Question from chat, monster stats are randomized for the Swiss flags as up to 150%. We do have something set, something called Safe Pirate. There was some issues before where players would get to the pirates and they would have thunder or something really crazy. And we actually had to have a rule saying if after 30 minutes nobody beat the pirates, you got to re-roll and do it again. So pirates really won't be that nasty with that set. But monster stats, monster magic, monster scripts, abilities, everything is randomized.
Yep, and while you were explaining that one, we got to check to see what Sarda had. He has our crown for us.
That's not too bad. You're right in the neighborhood. You can just fly east and get the crown turned into the crystal, get the crystal turned into the herb, check those chests, then head up north and maybe come on back south when maybe if you can grab the tail and kind of lump all those checks together. And Lord just doesn't... Moment has not seen enough bad days.
No, not at all. So that's actually something that they discussed before the race here, and you're going to see it quite a bit. I believe the rule is that now that they have the airship, they have to slam into every town, every version of the town, every building of each town. Everyone's going to be getting it here. And you can see the destruction already. This town looks like it has been through it.
42k gold bracers in Melman, so we have the pro rings early. Gold bracers pretty expensive. Not even Lord Fizzlebeef can afford those just yet.
Not just yet. Fizzle did just get a slab translated. It'll be curious to see. He's going to do the keychain quest. Does he make his rounds through all of the chests? And does Will as well? If Will goes back to TOF to get the lock chest, does he head over to the left to get the 3 that he skipped before?
That would definitely be the break he needs. He is still, I mean, he got those pirates down. He was able to take a couple of fights. He's got a couple of save items, but he is still on empty in terms of gold and equipment.
So you're looking at about, give or take, I'd say about a 5-minute lead right now for Fizzle. So it's nothing that can't be made up and then some for Will. He just needs to get his floater, get in the air, and start making his moves.
Yeah, and he had plenty of tents. He's going to get there. He's going to follow right in LordFizzlebeef's path, I'm sure. Unless, of course, like I said, Will's a Tasmanian devil. He is unpredictable. He would do stuff that nobody else does. He checks mermaids when that's been kind of fallen out of favor of a lot of players.
Quite a bit. And I don't know that Fizzle's the type to check the mermaid, so that might be something we see here in this race.
So now Lord Fizzle, ribbon in Matoyas.
All right, so we got our first ribbon out of 3. We got wall at level 3, so if you never found a ribbon again after this, I know plenty of runners that would feel comfortable with just that single ribbon right there.
Question in chat, I don't believe we've seen warp or exit yet, Fuchsia. That's a ribbon that everyone's going to get. So you know that everybody's going to have at least one ribbon.
There goes Elflin, Fizzle slamming that airship down into it.
And Lord deciding to go ahead, turn in the keychain now, see what's in those chests rather than lump it in with the tail. Seeing as how you don't know where the tail is, I can see that. If you have the tail, you definitely want to route the crown chain in with after your promotion so you can pick up those spells on your knight or in Lord Fizzlebeef's his thief as well. Thorhammer, not a bad pickup.
No, not at all. Anytime you find those AoE in-battle items there, that's going to be a nice pickup for him. Save
especially with a thief.
Yeah, give him something to do.
Lord going back, spending a little bit more money.
So here's our first kind of will move that you're going to see. He's going straight to the Earth Cave. This is usually a place you see dead last. He did this against Maya, or Edgeworth, actually. It paid off for him in the fact that he found the adamant, whereas Edge didn't. But here he's doing it again. So this is his way of studying and saying, look, Fizzle's not going to check these chests, and on the chance that there's something good and I can get it early, I can change the game back in my favor.
Yeah, there's 9,000 gold on in that one chest. Like I said, normally you wouldn't really care about that. Will must be pretty excited to see 9,000 gold, though.
Yeah, enough for him to come out here and save it. I think he's going to take that money and run.
I wasn't looking on Lord's side. I didn't see anything super exciting come out of the locked chests in the Northwest Castle, though.
Not that I could see. There's a Ray Dwarf again. If we missed anything, our tracker, Moist Mogwai, will definitely pick that up for us.
Oh, I saw. That's a pretty good pickup. There's been runs that's their best weapon that both runners have found. That was actually my first commentary gig ever. I had to call 2 guys going after Chaos with Iceor. And there's our second ribbon and wall. All you need now is that endgame sword, and your foot is on the gas pedal.
Yeah, we're still looking to find just a little bit more equipment here, of course, but yeah, 2 ribbons this early has to feel good.
Lord being real thorough.
Yeah, he's not leaving any key lock chest unturned here. He's going to check all of them out. We'll see if Gargoyles have anything nasty here. We got Gaze. I don't know that I want to stick around and see if they got anything else in the warehouse. 500 gold, not too bad.
Yeah, that second ribbon is phenomenal for, like chat's pointing out, Lord Fizzlebeef, he can put one on his red mage, one on his knight, keep them both nice and protected.
Oh, Gargoyles strike again.
Question in chat, the Swiss flags have 1 massive moon in that chest. That is huge.
Wow. That's a very, very early massive. Sub 20, he's going to put that to use for sure.
Yeah, and that's a chest that I've not seen very many people at all check those key-locked Topher chests unless maybe right before they're going in with their 4 orbs lit. So
Yeah,
that
even
lead
then you
that
take
Lord
it, but-
has is just gonna grow and grow. But going back to the question, the Swiss flags have one forced character. If you look on that tracker, that black mage at the top is indicating that that black mage was the character that they had to have. They have to have it. As we go through the bracket stage, at one of the stages, it'll be bumped up. They'll have 2 forced classes.
All right, so the thief, he is eating dirt. Maybe he keeps him there. We'll find out soon. He's going to have to res that black mage up, but I would have expected him to level him a little bit more, but we'll see how he chooses to play it.
All right, we're going to find his first ribbon. He's just a little bit behind.
A little bit. Kind of hope Will makes the move to check TOF now that we know what's up there. That's going to be a huge miss if he doesn't. There we see Canary getting taken out by Fizzlebeef with that airship.
Yeah, the level 1, 2, 3, 4 black magic wasn't that great, so there was Saber, which could be nice if you find that katana. There was a couple of tier 3. Nothing. And man, there's our 3rd ribbon.
Wow. And the Sun Sword.
Not bad.
3rd best weapon in the game as far as damage output. Fantastic pickup.
And then Will just a little bit behind, checking those same chests. We'll see, like you said earlier, he skipped a bunch of chests in the Temple of Fiends just to try and get an edge up. So I would be honestly really surprised if he took the time to check those key locks on the right side of Temple of Fiends.
Man, you hope he does. He's heading north. He's going to go Cardia Isles. Oh, this is Fizzle. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen. So Fizzle's going to go up. He does have the slab translated. Perhaps he goes to turn it in. It looks like he's going to hit up Castle of Ordeals, though. This is one of our 2 incentivized areas, that and the Ice Caves. So this is an early play. I like this. It's a great place to pick up early levels. Very easy to get out of once you have your key item. And then make your dive in the Ice Cave.
Yeah, and a tremendous amount of really good fights along the way that you can just spam your tents, spam your houses, pick up level 8, 9, 10 along the way, then go ahead and pick up a few more levels on the way to when you pick up that chime from the translated slab. Sorry, with Invisible 2, maybe not so much, but...
Still hit pretty good with that Sun Sword, plus
Yep.
the Mazza, no problem. Low health, too. So very, very good fight to pick up. Will, on this side, picked up Harm 4. He has Fire 3. I wonder if that's going to convince him that Pop's the right play. I don't know that I would make that play, but you do have the spells that make it worthwhile.
At this point, you have the slab you can translate. You pick up the same exact encounters along the way.
Mm-hmm.
You have, like I said, all these fights along the way to Castle Ordeals you can pick up that are good. If you're grinding, you're taking steps and going nowhere. There's plenty of things that Will can do right now to be making progress and checking chests rather than just sit in one spot and try to pick up that same experience.
Yeah, I think unfortunately Will about to find a 2nd ribbon. I think that's going to make him feel comfortable. And because of that, I don't know that we're going to get to see him do TOF and pick up his Mazza. I think he's going to, in the back of his mind, he's seen enough, and now it's time to kind of put the foot on the gas.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw him fly right over the Northwest Castle already. That's 3 chests. Temple of Fiends is 3 chests. With forced encounter tiles on top of it, but he's in the neighbor.
Okay, he's doing TOF, and so good. He's doing it, I think, because he knew he skipped the other 3. So in his mind, this is now 6 different chests that he can pick up, not just the 3 on the locks.
Yep, he'll pick up a little bit of more money, although he's a little bit better off than he was, but he still could use that 30,000 along with that Massimum.
Right, Fizzle making very, very quick work of those shuffled pillars there. He's already through and on the 2nd floor.
Especially with that warp, anyone that's not familiar, those pillars in our randomizer are shuffled. If you have warp and you don't like where a pillar put you, you can cast warp and go back to your previous pillar. It makes pretty easy work of it. But even without warp, he was through in just a handful of minutes.
And there, I don't know if you heard it. I think I heard it in the distance. I think Will's spirit just broke. He finally opened up those 2 chests at the top left and saw how much money he could have possibly had earlier. But he's got it now. Hopefully he checks the right side chest. He's already here. There's really no reason not to. So he should walk
I would
out
be
of here
absolutely
with
shocked. No, Will.
think he might just be saving. Okay.
Okay. Whew.
He's going back in. He saw the money. He wanted to make sure that at no cost did he leave there without it. Okay, so Will's going to pick up his Mazza. So that's going to put him on even footing. He's still down 1 ribbon. And the ribbon's Canaria Treasury, which of course he should check. He could skip it, but 2 ribbons plus wall for him. He's okay.
When he's going to pick up this Massa, he already has 2 ribbons. Honestly, I could almost get on board with saying, I got 2 ribbons, I got the Massa. Let's get this in gear.
Oh yeah. All right, so Cube is in ordeal. All right, so he's got the slab translated. He could now, if he chooses to, after leaving ordeals, he could go pick up the chime from Lufane and then make his route. We could actually be seeing a Mirage and a Sky Dip first. Typically, Volcano's first fiend for most of our runners, but
yeah, it's a good level of being able to take some decent fights because you're usually in there, 8, 9, lower teen. So you can get some experience. Carry's not too hard. You can avoid a lot of encounters with those lava tiles. So it's a good play, and also the treasury is just a great place to pick up a dense amount of chests and get some equipment going. But he is in the area. He's got to translate that slab. He can get the chime, or he already has it translated. He can get the chime. He's got some fire 3 charges. He could dip the first, maybe at least the first level, I would say. Maybe take some vampires. Get some really good experience for this level.
He could. Yeah, absolutely. Got Will on his side with all that money he found. Now he's picking up his pro rings. It looks like Fizzle's opting to take out the Ankleos. A lot of people avoid them, but 880 XP for 1, that's not bad.
Yeah, I don't know that I would do anything more than the first level of Mirage Tower just because they don't have warp, they don't have exit, and that's a pretty long walk. First level, though, is pretty easy to get in and out and get those 8 chests and pick up a good handful of experience along the way.
Yeah, you typically don't see runners walk out the 2nd floor of Mirage.
And we'll go ahead and get his 3rd ribbon. These guys are loaded for bear.
Now, I got to feel that both of them at this point are thinking these ribbons were picked up by my opponent, but did he make the choice to go to TOF and check the right side? So maybe they both feel a little bit confident with that Maz in hand, but right now,
yeah, all the ribbons were free spots.
Yeah, it's rare to see it this early and in those spots, but it's randomizer. You never know.
All right, so Lord took a couple fights along the way, picked up his chime, not even going to look at the level 8 magic.
Yeah, you typically will see people check that from time to time, if only to find out what is there so that they know what's off the list. Because you're not going to get to level 25 typically to be able to cast them.
And Lord taking a good fight, getting those experience. So we still need the bottle before we really even head over to that neck of the woods, unless somebody wants to make that play and go into Waterfall and see what's there without having that Oxyale done already.
Yeah, without warp or exit, like you said earlier, Ice Cave, Waterfall, between the two. Ooh, Frost Wolves with Prac. The 3 ribbons, though, should be no problem. Which do you choose to dive? Which one do you find safer? Is Waterfall a little bit more of a risk, or is Ice Cave for you? But one of those could hold that bottle.
Just for routing purposes, I would say go ice first and try to. I mean, the standard issue is get the bottle, get the Oxyale, and tie that together on rack and the Waterfall. There's no reason I feel like to deviate from that right yet, and we do see Lord Fizzle making a play on that first level Mirage.
He's going to do it. The unfortunate thing is going to be if Waterfall does in fact have the bottle, because like you said, a lot of people will wait until they have the bottle to do the Waterfall and kind of route it all into one single trip. That's going to cause them to have to double dip, but at that point, there's nothing they can do about it. So we might see
vampires taking a bite out of his fighter. They do hit hard, especially low level. They're not well geared yet, but they're worth a tremendous amount of experience if he can get out of here.
If he's
not going to be able to.
dipped a little bit in the cardial. It looks like he only checked just the one. That's one you typically will hold off until you have the tail. Maybe he just was hoping something good might be there.
Yeah, also waterfall versus ice. Ice, I mean, the stats are randomized, skills and spells are randomized, but the stats are just generally lower. You're going to be safer going into ice. Like I said, they have ribbons, but they don't have much else other than those ribbons.
Armor's been a little lacking. He did pick up some silver, I believe silver armor for his knight while he was in Canary with all the money. But yeah, we still haven't seen too much as far as just physical protection. Magic recovered.
Wizard Staff, not a terrible pickup since they haven't done carry yet.
Oh yeah, Carrie loves to hit herself when you apply that to her, so that's a good pickup. Might actually put Volcano into play a little bit earlier. You already had Mazza though. Don't think we've seen faster temper yet, have we?
I've not noticed faster temper yet, so that
could be level 7, level 8 locked. That would be unfortunate.
Yeah, they have the Black Mage, but they're only going to get a handful of casts of it, so even if they have access to it, they're going to have to use it really judiciously.
So he does get that fight finally with the vampires. Would probably imagine he's going to get outside and save just to keep that XP, but he's going to push forward. He's actually going second floor. He might try to do a full clear here. It's a little early, I think, for Tiamat, but...
I can't imagine he's going that far. But yeah, we got a comment in chat, and let's take a minute. Thank Dark Sky NL, our restreamer. Thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting us. Moist Mogwai, yes, doing an excellent job on tracking. I don't care what Woad says. Tracking is a lot harder than he will ever give you credit for. I am Demon Frog, joined by Falconic on comms.
Yeah, Maiden Voyage. Knew it was going to be a fun one here. Hopefully we get a little bit more nastiness out of the seed. I'm looking forward to really, really digging into these two and asking questions how they feel about the seed. It's already been a jet seed. Let's see if we can make it a little bit more frustrating for him.
And Will, thinking he's clever, doing the same thing Lord does, but Lord is pushing further than I think Will's even going to be willing to push.
So we've got a check of the greater than, less than room here. So far, nothing paying out. Money, some potions, some heals. Vorpal. All right. And the defense.
Back-to-back chests, game changer, and the defense sword.
All right. Well, Will's definitely not going to put that Vorpal on the ground. Fizzle might for the memes. He's got the Sun Sword. He's already got the Mazza.
And Will eating a wipe on that first level.
It's unfortunate here. But we did see Fizzle as well, so it's still even here. The only issue is Fizzle's already done ordeals, and he's translated the slab, picked up the chime.
Well,
Will's a little bit behind in that aspect.
Well, Will has the chime. He's in Mirage right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, the cube.
Oh, cube, yes. No, that greater than less than room, especially, I mean, the Vorpal is a good sword. I'm not going to play the meme game. But that defense, they have not seen Invisible 2, and I did not write down where if Ruse was going to land on a Knight learnable slot. So that defense could be the absolute key to keeping that fighter upright long enough to get him buffed up and let him take down those the Kraken 2, Tiamat 2, and Chaos.
Oh, yeah, Ruse is going to be a huge play here. And again, Will definitely loves using the Vorpal here. He's actually got his team named after what we call the A-team. Falk, Shylazia, Czar, and Willcleosis here. We are Team Vorpal, for those who don't know. It's a great sword that has a high crit rate. It's got damage equal to the Silver Sword, so right off the bat, it doesn't hit very hard. It comes into play against enemies that have high absorb. If an enemy rolls high absorb like that, and you bust out, say, Katana, or you've got Mazza, sometimes you can see they're just going to do very, very low damage. You rely on crits against enemies like that, and that's where the Vorpal really shines. So it's a very, very specific fight that you need it for, but if you have it, it can make all the difference.
Yep, and we just have 5 Chimeras on screen. Oh, and Chimeras, I think I saw Poison.
Damage Poison. Damage Poison doing work to Will's party here.
And Will's having none of it.
He's out. He's out. Doesn't want to see any more of it. Not until he has a few more levels. I think Will might be doing, what do you think, Volcano?
It's Icer, Volcano. Yeah, Volcano.
Yeah,
I like that. There's a lot more gear you can pick up. There's nothing If since he's not, well, maybe he's making a different choice here. Oh, he's just gonna go over to town real quick and stock up. But
Yeah, if you're gonna do Volcano, you need those heal pots.
yeah, he's not in any rush, I think, right now to do Waterfall, to do the Sea Shrine. There's no need to do Ice right this second. Go into Volcano, pick up that treasury, find some, some defensive stuff, some physical. Oh, it looks like he's gonna dig deep in Volcano.
Well, again, this is Will making moves that he doesn't think his opponent's going to make. So checking these chests here is not a bad move. We know that at this point we're missing Waterfall, we're missing Ice. There's a white shirt, so that's a huge pickup if Fizzle decides not to pick that.
Or if Will decides not to check that greater than, less than room, so he has something to get that evasion stacked up.
So yeah, like we were saying, you've got two places left, Waterfall and Ice Cave, and it's going to be split between either the bottle or the tail. And that brings us kind of where we were talking about earlier. If the bottle comes up in the first one they check, now they know the tail is in the last one. Maybe you make the gamble and not dive it. Maybe you don't do the class change to save the time.
And Lord is making a liar of me. It looks like he might be going up to Mirage, or he might just be seeing how hard this dragon is, get some experience there.
Well, he's got that early Mazza. You're going to pick up a few levels while you're in here. It's a good check. I mean, if it pays off, he can go ahead and clear this one off his list. He's done with the entire northeastern continent, and well, besides coming back for the bottle and the Oxyel, but after that, he's done. It's just one less thing on his list.
Yeah, he's picked up a lot more levels, honestly, than I even expected. Seeing that over 400 hit points on that fighter, he's got the mass of 3 ribbons. You're in the neighborhood.
It's gonna be a good one. Will on his side's got great experience fight here. If he can take it down, the black belt or the black wizard is taking a little bit of a nap here on the floor. So if he gets this fight off, it's gonna be great experience spread across 3 characters instead of 4.
That's a big if at this point. I haven't seen anything particularly nasty from those peds though. He's got one of them down.
There goes the second. Third. He started off with 4. Everyone's sub 100, but each hit of that Mazda seems to be one-shotting him. So too bad.
Yeah,
it's a ton of XP for him.
Pro cape pickup on LordFizzlebeef. That is a shield slot, even though it's a cape. Equipable by everyone except for the black belt and the master. So that's an awesome pickup for his black or red mage.
Yeah, at this point, Fizzle's level lead is just tremendous. He's almost got 10 levels on Will at this point, level 18 versus Will just now hitting level 8 to 10.
Yeah, LordFizzlebeef is almost at a point where he could, if he had the gear, at least make an attempt at a Topher dive if he had all 4 orbs. 18's a little low, but you could always go in there, see what you see. Maybe you actually have enough to make a push with Massa with 3 ribbons.
Badmen with Frost and Scorch. So we're going to be seeing quite a bit of them later while we dive into TOF. 3 ribbons. So bad.
I had Blizzard and Frost Badmen. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, actually, I think I called that race. We were talking about just how frosty they were. Power Gauntlet pickup by Willcleosis in the Volcano Armory. So we are not hurting for some of the key items here. We found 3 ribbons. The white shirt's already been found. The Power Gauntlet. We found the Mazza, Sun Sword. The only thing you're missing at this point, the Dragon Armor.
Yeah.
You're set.
So yeah, Will's fighter still rocking chain armor.
And there's the bridge, so now we can finally get across the waterway there.
So yeah, we had the white shirt and power bonk, ship and bridge right next to each other. Why not?
Progression. And
the other pro cape.
Hey. So yeah, you're missing Dragon Armor and Aegis Shield at this point. What else could you possibly be looking for?
I mean, at this point, Will would just be glad to see an ice armor or flame armor.
Opal bracelet, maybe. Yeah. Here's my best friends of the game, the Argoyles.
Oh, what's so wrong with the Argoyles?
Oh, what's wrong with the Argoyles is that they hit multiple times. So if they've got stun touch, death touch, stone touch, they got a lot of chances landing it, so they almost often do. And I hate them, so they can go away.
All right, so we got LordFizzlebeef. He's going to go ahead and kind of retread ground he's already made up. Opal Shield, not bad also. All All right, so Will looks like he's going to try to save all that effort. Will's Lord Fizzlebeef is just falling back on stuff he's already done. I do want to take a minute. There is a really exciting feature that we had our first successful test of with our Final Fantasy. It's not even doesn't even need the randomizer. It is Final Fantasy Co-op.
Final Fantasy Co-op, fantastic, fantastic game mode. Like you said, doesn't require a randomizer. You can play it with a vanilla seed. You can actually have one player on vanilla and one on randomizer. It doesn't matter. But shared key items, shared orbs. So we actually had a test run of it where 3 of us worked out, coordinated in voice chat to where somebody was going to kill Astos, and at that very same time, somebody was standing right next to Matoya. And we had somebody sitting next to the sleeping king. So within about a 5-10 second period, we went from killing Astos to having the key. It was fantastic.
And that is just the tip of the iceberg of what some ideas that were thrown out when you have this linked game mechanic, sharing items between characters, having 2 people having linked games that can actually steal items out of chests. There's only one maximum between 2 characters. Having the airship show up when someone else gets an airship. There's all kinds of fun stuff that we are hoping to add in the next few months. So if that interests you, if that's a neat idea, join us, FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. There's a link to our Discord there. Great bunch of guys, super helpful. And that's where you can get your voice heard. The development channel is there. Anyone can pop in. Anyone can drop a suggestion.
Yeah,
and just don't be intimidated to come on, join us. And I see Mr. Versetti is one of our newer guys. He can attest. We don't bite that often.
No, I jumped in Discord. Already started making friends. Very, very welcoming community. I've been here about a month and a half, and I've already made quite a few friends. So everyone's here, willing to teach, willing to make fun of you, willing to be made fun of. Good times. But yeah, the co-op. There's the dragon armor. So Fizzlebeef finds the dragon armor. That might be in a chest that will go modes, because at this point, Will's found almost everything.
Yeah, and with the low levels, with 40 minutes in, no orbs lit, he's definitely has to be feeling the pressure. And comment in chat, yes, there is the co-op mode, the games talk to one another. It shares information. You pick up key items. Right now, it's just key items and orbs, but there is a tremendous amount we want to do with that functionality down the road.
Sky's the limit for sure. We also saw the Bane Sword picked up with that dragon armor. That's, Will loves to use that Bane Sword. That's how he got the nickname Willcleosis.
And that Bane Sword may have given me the win versus Alliger Brow, because I was able to Bane Sword Tiamat too.
It works. Will actually, earlier in this very tournament, got the Bane off on Chaos. Actually got him the win.
That is one thing you don't really see in any RPGs of this time, having any kind of boss susceptible to an instant death or anything like that. But in this game, you have a 3 out of 256 chance to land anything on anyone. That does go both ways. Our players do have 3 ribbons. They still can be insta-death through those ribbons.
Oh yeah, that happens from time to time, and that'll frustrate you for sure. So
Will's taking a good fight. Those Medusas, low hit points, good experience. And that's something he needs.
Fizzle closing in on level 20, and at the 42-minute mark, is making a play for his first fiend. Not the one you typically see go first. Usually it's carry, but here he is.
RBO.
All right, I missed what Will got at the top left of ordeals there. I don't remember from Fizzle's run if there was anything too good. But
I was watching on Lord Fizzle. I don't think there was anything overly spectacular in these chests in ordeals.
All right, chat, it's about that time. Go ahead and put those blessed RNGs out there. Let's see if we can find our old friend Warmac.
We did have a runner earlier in the stage find 3 Warmechs on the Bridge of Destiny.
PTSD kicking in hard for him, I'm sure.
That is part of the encounter table shuffle, I believe it is. Warmech's usually at encounter 7, but can be moved around where he's a little more common.
A little bit. So here's our Bridge of Destiny for Fizzle. He's going to be making that trek up. This floor is littered with encounters. I believe it's the highest encounter rate in the entire game. And with that enemy shuffled, with the chance to see Warmack a little bit higher, this could be really, really deadly.
And he's opting to take this. He's high level, but he's not happy.
Well, if you're going to gain levels, sky's the place to do it. So now everything after this is going to be pretty trivial for him. He's going to fly through Earth. Volcano's going to be a breeze. Water depends on what we see. Sometimes you can see some real nastiness there. Kraken still loves to hit hard. Everything else is going to be pretty easy for him.
I may have seen Ali Jerbrap in chat earlier. I think he will tell you otherwise. Sea Shrine can be nasty.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think Ali's ever going to go near a lobster again. Looks like we got
counter rate. What counter rate?
Yep. Fizzle gets that hero run there, and I think he took one fight, maybe two.
Oh, bringing up Brack Strats. 2 hits, 87, not too bad. Has that defense sword he can stack. Looks like he's just going to let that knight take the hits and let Brack do the heavy lifting.
Full Brack Strats here. And
there we go.
Third hit.
Time's a charm.
Broken into pieces. So yeah, Tiamat, with his magic defense, he's susceptible to Brack and also Bane. Kraken, in my experience, and I'm sure Chat can correct me, Brack tends to work a little bit better on Kraken than Bane does, but I think Bane also can land pretty well. So there we go. At the 45-minute mark, we got our first orb lit for Fizzle. It's the air orb. He's going to be making his way down to Ice Cave, so we're going to find out real soon. Is it going to be the tail here, or is it going to be the bottom?
And like I said, with him, well, the thief's on taking a nap. And if he's not planning on getting that thief up, if this is the bottle, I can 100% see with what they have saying, I don't need the tail. I got the massive moon. I got 3 ribbons.
Yeah, absolutely. Their Will is doing what they agreed upon early, just taking out Melvin with that airship.
Sorcerers with Blizzard. I'm sure he didn't see that when there were 6 of them on the screen.
Yeah, even with the ribbons, still, if they get to go one after another, that's still 100, 150 damage they're going to be rolling out on you. It's not too fun.
And that is one thing, I believe it's getting pushed beta to the production release, is the enhanced turn order. Right now, the game shuffles 16 times, and it is definitely weighted towards the enemies acting first, as you can kind of see on Lord's screen. The enhanced party order shuffles at 64 times. It'll be a little more fair and have some of your light warriors act ahead of the monsters.
Oh yeah. If you ever played the vanilla game and you thought, man, these enemies, they seem to get lucky a lot and attack me more so than I get to attack them, you're not wrong. The game was broken. That's exactly what happened. It favored them over you. There is an option, and we're going to see it in the bracket stage, the first round of 16, where we're going to flip that and kind of correct it to the way it should be. So you're going to start to see a lot more of attacks coming out from the light warriors first. So it's actually a little bit easier there, but we've changed a few other flags to increase the difficulty in other areas.
All right, we got Will going into Earth. At this point, I would feel like I need to make progress. I need to do something. And, get some traction, get some momentum, get some confidence, and get moving.
Yeah, I think at this point, he's in go mode for items. Of course, he knows he's got to check the 2 waterfall and the ice cave again, but we're going to find out here on Fizzle's side, besides the ruby, what else the ice cave is going to hold. I think at this point, Will's making the dive in Earth because he has the rod. It's a quick one to get knocked out. It's the easiest fiend of them all. So maybe it's just trying to get a little bit of momentum going here, a little bit of building up that confidence so that he can move forward. Probably going to do Volcano next is what I would imagine. I don't know that Will's going to do a mermaid dive at this.
All right, so we are going to have to double dip up near Onrak. That is the tail in Ice Cave.
And that's unfortunate because these runners specifically try to make it a point to not double dip the Northwest continent. But this seed is telling them, we don't care what you think. You're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, and Lord is absolutely in go mode. There's usually a second chest that you check right as you come up to that back to that top floor on ice. He didn't even go down there to check that. He's checking chests that are no more than looks like 5 steps out of his way.
Yeah, and as well he should. The biggest key, I think the only thing Fizzle could possibly miss out on, because when he does do Volcano, he's more than likely going to hit up the armor. Very few people skip that. It's going to be that white shirt at the top right chest, second floor.
Yeah, that's a chest that usually is reserved when you are desperate for something.
Well, Will picked it up, so that's going to be a point to his favor. But at this time, he's a dungeon down.
Probably still 5 or 6 levels down.
Yeah, he's quite the level deficit at the moment. Neither runner yet has remembered, or at least they haven't routed it in yet, to go back and pick up the loot that we saw for sale. And that was about 10k there in Elfland.
Well, we'll see, because here Lord is going to go ahead and get his class upgrade. And when you're going back and buying that magic for your knight and for your ninja, that's the opportune time to pick that loot up. You have the money from all the fights and chests. You need to get that magic anyway. That's when you can grab that loot.
Mm-hmm. So this one, I wonder if Fizzle, he's here at Cardi Isles. He waited to make his way up here until he had the tail. But with everything he's already found, does he skip the rest?
I'm trying to look at it. He's got that dragon armor. He's got... Man, I would be hard pressed to check anything at this point with what they got.
Yeah, I think at this point I've seen enough. There's nothing that Cardi Isles could hold for me that, besides the Aegis Shield at this point, that would make me want to check it out.
Yeah, you go back down to a level 1 magic. You got those life and cure 4 there. I always say, if you have life on a knight, that makes you real brave.
Yeah,
With
typically
the gear they don't need to be brave.
That knight's going to survive almost everything in TOF, so having life on him is going to make it to where he can pull up any dead bodies and keep on rolling.
And the one thing is, though, is you generally start picking up, in general, you always start picking up spell charges on those, your knight and your ninja at 15. He's already well over that. So he's not going to get those 4 charges like you normally get. He may only have 1 or 2.
That's unfortunate. You pick up your first at 15 and then every odd level after that, but they don't count after the fact. So if you've already passed 15, it's not going to give you a free charge. It's going to be on your next odd level after you class change. So his knight sitting at level 20, as soon as he hits 21, should pick up his first charge. So it's going to take him an extra 7 levels afterwards to catch up the other 4 charges. And I doubt we see him go that high.
And he is still taking fights. This is a good fight to take on this river. But he is still looking for those, he's maybe shooting for 24 on that night by the time he's to Chaos.
Well, you start creeping up to that area where you get an extra swing of the Mazza, maybe it's not such a bad play.
I mean, he doesn't know it, but he has a pretty respectable lead at this point.
Oh yeah, it's pretty commanding for sure.
And Will's still working on finishing up Earth Cave. Looks like he's on Lich's floor. Looking to tie up the orb lead at least.
Yeah, about 7.5 minutes behind. Fizzle was able to clear out Tiamat around the 45-minute mark. Will is on Lich's floor for his first fiend, just shy of 53 minutes. So we're closing in on 8-minute difference. But I think the lead's even greater with that, with the level difference that Fizzle has. Plus, he's already went into Ice Cave, so he knows what's going on. Perhaps if Will makes the waterfall play first and finds the bottle, he gets to skip the Ice Cave. That could be a chance to make up some time.
And having that white mage and red mage, he already has quite a bit of life and cure 4 charges, so it's not as big a deal on his side as it is going to be on Lord's side, where he does not have that white mage.
All right, so Fizzle's about to find his bottle. Will, at 53 minutes. If you blinked, you missed it. Lich is down, so we've got 1 orb apiece for each runner. Different orbs. We got Earth for Will. We've got Air for Fizzle. So let's see where Will goes. Does he take this momentum and just continue rolling with it? Do we go Volcano? Volcano's a very, very quick clear. All of a sudden, you can go within about a 10-15 minute period from no orbs to having 2 orbs. That really gets that momentum just swinging in your favor here.
Yeah, I would say, he's in this neck of the woods. I say do everything you can in the southern continent, route it together, then move up north.
It looks like he's trying to pick up the fade spot. I don't think he actually got it there. And
Not
just
too
on
much in that
two.
level 6. I didn't think there was.
Alright, pretty good, well, I'd say decent fight over on Fizzle's side. Looks like the trap tile, just 2 whiz mummies. But again,
Wow!
full stun locked party.
Through ribbons.
Extra's going out, Snorting's going out. They've got a whole bunch of spells. None of them seem to be very deadly, but this is a time waste for sure.
Yep, and
Will
Will
is
just
making
heading
his,
straight to Volcano.
Yeah, I doubt he checks. This could be one of the very, very rare volcanoes where it's straight go to carry. Don't even check a chest on the way, even the ones out of your way. There's just not much else Will could be looking for.
I think I saw a nuke on Lord Fizzle's side. Or that maybe it's been nuke acting, I'm sorry. Fade is down. Hits at
Yeah, he's got some
81.
enemies down, or some light warriors down. Okay, so Will is still checking a few chests. Lord Fizzle does make it out of that fight. Not entirely unscathed, but makes it out nonetheless. And without warp or exit, he's going to have to hit that back up. He's going to have to leave the way he came and take that fight again.
Does pick up a Zeus Gauntlet, not too bad. And then so he's got 2 casts of Lit 2 for free, which is great news before going into the Sea Shrine, especially for those unrunnable sags.
There's a katana pickup for Will. Fizzle might have liked to see that if that ninja was staying alive. I kind of have to question this move by Will a little bit. There he goes. He's skipping top left, so he might have just been checking the ones immediately close to him.
Yeah, he's only taking things. He's only taking things a few steps out of his way. He's not going to that top left one with 6. He's not going to go to this one top right with 2.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd be surprised if he even takes the chest here with it. He has. Yep.
Well, he got the shield there, and just the chances of that Agama fight being there. I think it's just straight carry after this. He's not going to check the red D chest. He's going to skip that. That's 3 forced fights he has to take. So just like that, we talked about how at the 53-minute mark, Willcleosis lit his first orb. We just hit 56 minutes, and he's already on carry's floor to light up his second orb.
Yeah, he's got to feel good that he's got some progress under his belt. Got some gear.
Huge. This could be huge. 2 orbs to 1 for Will here in just a second. If he opts to go waterfall first, that tells him that the ice cave has the tail. Normally, he probably would have picked it up, and I think in this case, he says, ain't doing it. I'm just going to go, and that's going to be a huge catch-up. So at that point, it just might be level difference that's keeping Fizzle in the lead.
There's warp at level 7. A little too late, unfortunately. Bruce was level 3, so it would be, if it was in a night learnable spot, it is eligible for the night. So that is good if you do promote.
We do have the defense sword pickup over on Fizzle's side, was it?
Yes.
And that was in greater than less than room?
Yep, right next to the Vorpal. Nuke level 7 also. Not very good levels for those to show. You might get a cast, you might get 2. The Lord's levels are pretty crazy, and he still has Sea Shrine to go, which does have some good experience in it.
Still has Sea Shrine. He still needs to do Volcano. He still has to dive Earth. So we're looking pretty good here for Will's side. He's making up a little bit of ground. Volcano's taken out. He's got 2 orbs now. Carry didn't put up any sort of a fight. He is doing Ice Cave. It's not a bad play. It's in the area. But this was this could have been a chance for him to catch up here. I think now he's going to find his tail. He'll flash change, I think.
Yeah, no warp, no exit. If you had warp, it's really only a handful of minutes depending on the encounter table. But having to go all the way through and then all the way through again, it is going to be probably 5, 6, up to 8 minutes depending on how bad encounters mess with him. Which could have been exactly what he needed. Alright, Lord making it back, picking up his Oxyale. You know exactly where he's going to go while he's in this northern half of the map.
He's going to Mexico, right? We're going to go check out the submarine. We're going to breathe underwater with the Oxyale. We're going to take a look at Slappy Happy Cracking and see if maybe at some point we can get a Fiend to put up a little bit of a fight here. So far, this has been a little bit too easy for FizzleBeef. we got to turn up the heat here somewhere. My bet's going to be in Topher. I'm hoping for a carry 2 with some nastiness. You don't see that very often.
Comment in chat, Luke. Unrunnable wizards are always welcome sight. Yeah, that's welcome until you see the other stuff that becomes unrunnable. The runnables weren't taken away; they were shuffled along with a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, the wizards are now runnable, but now you see right here these sea snakes. You have to fight.
Zalard in chat. No, Will's not winning at the moment. He does have the orb lead, and that's nice to see. But Fizzle's already been through this ice cave. He's already promoted. He's making his dive into the second fiend for him. But the biggest difference so far is just the absolute level lead, plus the waterfall. So Fizzle actually in the lead here at the moment. But Will with all the chances in the world to catch this up, especially if we hit something dangerous.
Yeah, and while Will has 2 orbs, he has the 2, especially Volcano, easier orbs to the light. Lord has 1 orb, but it's that sky one, so... And he's working on the second hardest now. He's going to have the 2 real easy ones that he can blow right through after he's done this Sea Shrine.
Yeah, after Fizzle clears out Sea Shrine here, you can expect that he's going to pick up those 2 orbs. In go mode, you could get both places knocked out sub 10 minutes.
Yeah, especially Volcano. Those lava tiles do not advance your step counter. You could go through Volcano only seeing 2 or 3 encounters if you can figure out how to manipulate the opal bracelet pickup on Will's side. That's one that Lord did pass up. It's a good pickup, but it's not gonna make up that time. Aegis Shield
as well. So that's one that Fizzle would have liked to have seen, but he's not going to pick that up either. But I don't think either of them care too much about that. That's we've had a very, very rich seed here for weapons and armor.
Yeah, I think they had 3 ribbons in like 20-25 minutes. Massa was sitting right in Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, at about the 25-minute mark, we had pretty much everything you could ever hope for as far as weapons and armor go.
Yeah, short of actual defensive physically armor, you were in go mode in terms of weapons and magic defense. And usually that other armor will come with time. Interesting
to see Will still check the chests. He's got white shirt, he's got power monk. He could be looking for maybe adamant, so he could slide the Mazza over, but
Lord Fizzle is 100% go mode, doesn't even look at the Sharknado room as it's so called because of that trap tile in there. That's 3 chests, very few steps taken, especially since when you walk along the bottom side of a room, you do not enhance your step counter.
You know, I think I just put 2 and 2 together to figure out what Will's opening chest for. He has yet to find his sword, the Vorpal sword, game changer.
Yep.
I think he might be looking for it specifically.
Kind of question in chat for Zallard, why did he pick the thief if he's going to keep it dead? That first 20-25 minutes when you haven't had a chance to get much spells, you don't have much gear, the run rate on the thief and the reduction in ambush rate that the thief gives you from being in the top slot can save you a tremendous amount of time. You also have it if you do end up finding the katana, if you end up having a low level nuke, a low level saber, they can be a pretty good class once they get that promotion.
Fuchsia in chat asking why Fizz only has 1 orb lit in a Jetta sheet. That's because he's done absolutely everything else except for the dungeon so far. He's knocked out all locations, done all his spell purchasing. Believe he went back and got life on the night. If he hasn't, he'll be doing that before Temple of Fiends for sure. But he's in go mode now. They found everything they need. He's done air already. He's knocking out Sea Shrine. He'll be knocking out Earth and Volcano here in about 10 minutes. So,
and the beginning... Getting to Elfland was a bit of a challenge. There was no AoE. You only had Fire 1 as your offense at Corneria, so it was a little bit of a grindy bit in the beginning.
Fizzle just took every fight along the way, and because of that, he's sitting already at level 21-22. Looking really, really good for Endgame. Fizzle at this point just needs to light the orbs, and he's ready to dive.
Yeah, Lord's shooting him for 24 before Chaos with that Massa. He's pretty on pace. If he takes a few fights, if there's a couple unrunnables in Temple of Fiends. He'll pick up those last few levels.
So here you're going to see the Earth Cave. It's probably going to last a total of 5 minutes. There's going to be, I think, a vampire somewhere in there. If there is, not going to last long.
Kind of sad he didn't do Volcano. We could have a reverse boss order run on our hands.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see something you can't do in vanilla, but to take out air, water, fire, and then earth.
And then we got Will flying around. We got LordFizzlebeef going ahead and going in Earth. There are some other stuff that we haven't seen yet at our randomizer. I actually believe a lot of it got pushed from alpha to beta. We have our entrance shuffle. We have floor shuffle. We have item magic shuffle. So that power bonk could have been a blind bonk. We have our shortened Topher. So when you enter that black orb, you go straight to Chaos's floor. You have shard hunt. Instead of lighting those orbs, you find 16 shards. And that is what allows you to enter Temple of Fiend Revisited. We have a trap tile shuffle. Like I said earlier, we have co-op mode. There's so much stuff. This is actively worked on. The Meridian spent like 3 days going from thinking, gee, co-op would be fun, to having our first successful test. I think Nitz did the trap tile shuffle overnight. Mm-hmm. These guys, these code monkeys we got are fantastic.
Yeah, Will just got his class change here. Lots of stuff going on. I think Final Fantasy Randomizer came to fruition in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. 2018 is going to be the year of putting it on the map for sure. I think you're going to see a lot of growth, especially during this tournament. But once you see some of those morph entrance shuffles, the floor shuffles you talked about, the co-op mode I think is going to be huge. Now's the time to jump in Discord, start making friends, learn some names, get your foot in the door. If you've never played the game, plenty of people here to help you out, get you started. Now's the time to do it. So check out the link in Discord. Head over to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. You can get all the information that you need. So come and join us. It's a great time.
And there's plenty of guys on the Discord that aren't running it competitively. They're doing it casually. They're just trying to have fun. So don't think you have to be trying to speedrun this.
Oh, no, not at all. I'd say it's more people that just play it for fun. We do late night weekend shenanigans where we turn flags and seeds all the way up to 500%. Everything out there just as crazy as you can make it, just for fun. So it's definitely not competitive and to the bone, as some would say, but still a good time.
And while we're kind of retreading ground, let's go ahead and say our thank yous again to Speed Gaming for hosting us, Dark Sky NL, our restreamer, Moist Mogwai, our wonderful tracker, Falconic, and me, Demon Frog, on comms. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday night. This matchup, Will trying to keep his 2018 Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament alive. He needs this win to make it to that play-in race, and he has to be feeling desperate.
Has to have this win here. I think there might be a few of you guys out there in chat that might be rooting for a Will loss, because that puts him at 2-3 and means he gets to commentate so many more races, which you guys just absolutely love. One of our better commentators for sure. Brings a lot of energy to it. But Fizzle's not going to lay down for anyone. Even if he were already at 4-0, he'd still be taking this game seriously. He wants to win.
Yeah, and especially with him being at 3-1, like I said, he doesn't want to have to play that play-in race. He wants to be able to sit back and watch the other guys have to play for those 7 slots.
So we got Will here making his dive for the bottle. Fizzlebeef is about to go in and kill Lich. Let's go ahead and do a quick rundown here. Early we had King that gave Canoe. Dara gave us a slab. Pirates gave us our floater. It was a jet seed. Sages gave us the rod. Sarda gave us the crown. Ice Cave, we found out, had the tail for our class promotion. Ordeals had the cube. Waterfall had the bottle. The loot is available for purchase for 10k in Elfland. We found Defense and Vorpal in back-to-back chests in Mirage Tower in the greater than less than room. We found 3 very, very early ribbons, one in Matoya's Cave, one in the Dwarf Cave keylocked, one in Canaria Castle keylocked, where we also found the Sun Sword. So weapons and armor just given out like candy. Everything's been easy so far. So either I've rolled the worst seed in the world here, or we're going to see a very, very tough Temple of Fiend revisit.
Oh yeah, trust me, the run I had, beginning was rough. The ones I got, Provoca, it was smooth like butter, and Temple of Fiends is the great equalizer. Any and all leads can be evaporated, no problem in Temple of Fiends. So Will is behind right now, but that doesn't mean he's going to remain behind for long.
A little bit. That Lich did not last long at all. Fizzlebeef almost got a max roll on that nuke. 398 damage. The max is 400, so great hit.
Yeah, comment chat, troll bat. The bats aren't as bad as they used to be. We have a what we call the bat party room. Take out some of those bats. We had a runner, I think it was Jay Coper, last tournament, had 2 of the bats stuck in that one space-wide hallway leading to Vampire. Actually ended up just having to reset out instead of waiting for him to move out of his way.
Just horrible, horrible luck with those bats, but glad to see that they've taken most of them and thrown them in time.
Still can be a bit of a pain. I didn't see that. Lit 3 Bane at level 5. I didn't notice that earlier. That's not too bad.
Too bad at all. Fizzle does have that Bane sword, though, he picked up in Sky. I think it was back-to-back chests. It was Dragon Armor and then the Bane sword. So we've seen a pretty nice grouping of weapons and armor here lately. Seems like when you find one, you find something else.
They just want a friend.
They just want friends. You know who also wants friends is Fizzlebeef. He's slamming his airship over here into Crescent Lake. Turns out you can't have friends with people that you take out, though. Alright, so Will's leaving the waterfall here. He has his cube. He's got his bottle. He's going to go ahead and turn that into the Oxale. We would have liked to have seen it somewhere else, but what can you do? So Will, who had a 2-orb lead down to 1, just like that, Fizzle's got 3 to 2. So you take out those 2 long ones to start off with, and it makes everything else pretty easy, pretty quick. And you're driving Volcano.
Yeah, and Lord has taken what is very easily the shortest orb dungeon with all these trap tiles. And yeah, comment in chat. Yeah, warp and exit just wasn't a thing this seed. Level 7, level 8.
Yep. Fizzle not going to pick up the white shirt. Not even going to check the armory. I doubt he checks anything. I think he might just go absolutely straight to carry, so he's going to make quicker work out of Volcano than Will did, and Will skipped a lot of chests.
I'm shocked he even checked the magic in Crescent Lake, to be honest. I would have thought maybe just a quick shop at the item shop, make sure you're topped up on supplies and go, but I think he did stop and pick up, see if Fade was available for his red mage.
Still don't know if we've been back to Provoca just yet Canary to pick up Life and Cure 4 for that night, but if he hasn't, he definitely will.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't know that I've been looking at both screens. I don't know that I've noticed where Fast or Temper have landed on either one. I don't know that I've seen either of them pick it up.
No, I think at this point it's got to be level 8 somewhere in the shops we haven't checked. And that's unfortunate. Especially with Nuke being so high, Fade being level 6, there's just not going to be a whole lot of magic damage going out. And without Fast and Temper, you're really putting all your ponies on Defense Sword and Power Bomb, but you have to put that on the same person. So you're going to see quite a few rounds of maybe just Bane and Brack strats. Maybe you play the memes here and just try to win with numbers.
I don't think either of these. I mean, they do obviously have the gentleman's agreement to crush all of the towns and talk to the Hurry Dwarf, but when it comes to meme strats, neither of these guys want to lose. They want to do whatever they have to do that they think that has the best chance. There's Life 2, level 7.
All right, and at 1 hour 12 minutes, there's our 4th orb lit for Fizzle. So he's preparation mode now. He's going to be stocking up on some heal pots, maybe checking the last little bit of magic here, and then he is going to go. So we called it earlier, sub 120 TOFR. Fantastic time so far for Fizzle.
Yep, he's just back in Elfland, probably wrote down. Good thing he remembered, because that would have been crushing to get there and go, oh no, I don't have the antique musical instrument.
Not just yet. We do have one. Well, he's going to have 2 charges of warp here, so it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but that would have been a lot of backtracking if he had found something, or just a reset out, but still time wasted. So here's where we're going to see Life and possibly Cure 4 if it was in a night learnable. I think it was. So
oh, Invis 2 was level 1. I missed that. Alright. They're more loaded for bear than I thought they were.
Yeah, starting to feel a little bad about the seed I rolled, but here we go. Fizzle at 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 30 seconds. gets our first dive into TOFR, and let's literally hope that we see something nasty. Nobody likes seeing these jet seeds that turn out to be easy. Fizzle about to find out for us, though.
And there's almost always something at least that looks nasty. It may not take him out, but there's always something nasty.
Well, we haven't seen Nuke yet. We know there's 2 of those out there for the Fiends and for Chaos. We know that there's 4 Nuclears. You've got Swirl, you've got Tornado. There's still plenty ahead that can roll nasty. And if it's on one of the Fiends early, if it's one of their starting spells or...
Oh, Badman, not a good fight to see. We know they have nasty AoEs, though they're playing nice.
I think we saw they had Frost and Scorch. Scorch not so bad. Even without Ribbon, Scorch doesn't hit all that hard, but Frost can whittle you down for sure.
Yeah, all it would take is I know Chaos I've had in this tournament had open with Crack and then had back-to-back Nuclears. That's all it would take. Ribbons or not, you're going to be on your heels when you see something like that.
Right, Nuclear's an ability. Does not care about Ribbons whatsoever. And in chat, yes, this is my 4th seed. I would say 2.5 out of 3 for bad seeds rolled. This one so far has been a breeze, but it could turn around. You don't know. We're at the great equalizer now. Fizzle is going to check the validation chest here, though. Nothing of it, but surprise. I thought he would be absolutely going.
There's a question in chat. Oh, it says Sardia. Multi-mech. He knows this, but one of the other things that I think just got pushed to beta that is a different end boss. So instead of Chaos, you can see all kinds of fun things. One of them is, I believe it's 2 War Mechs and 4 Phantoms. Might be something quite different.
No, I think it is. And in that scenario, you might think the War Mechs are dangerous, but those Phantoms hit hard. And when there's 4 of them, if you don't take them out quick, if you don't go on the offensive right away, that's not a fight you can sit back, even with all the best armor, and start taking damage and hope to live.
There was a scene where the palette for Chaos was changed to a Garland, and the final fight was 1 Chaos and 8 Garlands, which sounds easy on paper, except the Garlands had thunder.
That sounds like a disaster. Here we got Will on Slappy Happy Kraken's floor. He's going to be going in to light his 3rd orb. FizzleBeef is about to be on Lich 2's floor.
Lich 2, very disrespected. Very few people even bother moving their characters around, doing anything special for them. Oh,
it's a nice fight here for Fizzle. Fight. Yeah.
Yep, he's taking it.
Out too. Got Zardy here. Fizzle representing the Vorpal sword. That is correct. I believe he's got the Vorpal on his red wizard. Zar in chat. You might notice that name. He's also one of Will party members. Zar, the white mage. Rounding out the rest of the A team, you got Falconic as the knight. You've got Shylazia as the red wizard. You've got Zar as the white mage. And Will naming the black mage after himself because he's a little bit of a narcissist. He likes to put out the thunder, put out the banes. That is the A team, the Team Vorpal.
But yeah, going back to Lich 2, it's, yeah, you can burn through him, but you never really get to see what he has. So that keeps you guessing for the later fiends. You have no idea what, did Lich roll with all the Nuclears and everything else is safe, or did he roll nothing and they're all stacked up on something else? There's an Ice 3 taken out.
See, and this is where we're going to start to run into a little bit of our hardships here, because your only option is to swing with that Mazza. You've got a few casts of Nuke, but you don't have Temper, you don't have Fast. So Lich 1 throwing out some spells, those aren't the deadly ones. What's going to be really nasty to see is if some of these fiends pick up Nuke and Nuclear, for instance, or if they roll with the double Nuclear, and you haven't had enough time to put out damage to negate or to take them out first. This is going to potentially be disastrous here going forward.
Yeah, he's burning through those heal potions. He's already through half of them. He's only through 1 of the Fiends Revisited. And only with a Fire 3, it wasn't even anything that dangerous. Oh, Agma's
unrunnable Agma fights here.
Let's bring it back. we have not 1, not 2, but throughout 3, but 4 Agamas. Let's get some Agama facts since they're unrunnable.
This it's gonna be great XP, but on the chance that they had something nasty, this could have been a bad fight to see. But picking up more levels, he's getting closer and closer. I'm sure somebody in chat can give us the exact number. He's getting closer to that next hit on Mazza.
All right, let's see if Will's Spidey sense is going nuts here. If he has the good fortune to check that greater than, less than room. He has to feel behind. It's a bit of a walk down, a bit of a walk up. Really, I'm not sure what he's going to do here. Nope.
I think he skips it. So he's going to miss out on the defense sword. More importantly, he's going to miss out on his precious Vorpal. All right, so we got Carry 2. This is the one that I was hoping would be a little bit nastier than you typically expect. This is a fight that gets sandwiched in between the easy Lich 2 and the very, very hard Kraken 2. Kind of can go unnoticed here, this Carry fight, kind of lost in the gaps. But
she can absolutely hit like a truck. I know I've had to reset out of carries before because I disrespected her just like I disrespected Lich. Nuke is wasting those nuke charges. She's made of paper, though. We don't know anything other than a Fire 3 out of her.
Yeah, I think I saw maybe 800 damage put into her, but only one Fire 3 was able to get it taken care of really quick. So still haven't seen Nuke. Haven't seen Nuclear. There is a chance that it was on both of them, but just far in their spell list, so we didn't get a chance to see it. But here's the worst score in the game.
Anything. We haven't seen Swirl, Tornado, Cure 4. They don't have Bonk. They don't have Fast. They're going to be limited in how much damage they can put out. Cure 4 could be an absolute killer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Will does have the Power Bonk, but hasn't got the chance to put it to use just yet. Fizzle's about to come up on Kraken 2, and this is typically the gatekeeper. This is the boss that will put a grinding halt to your run. Loves to find your healers and just reach out and hug them. We don't have a white mage, so Fizzle's guaranteed not have a white mage killed here, but I wouldn't doubt if all of a sudden we see maybe the red wizard get slapped.
Oh yeah, Kraken definitely has a thing for redheads.
Alright, so rearranging the party, and here we go. We've got that ninja alive up at the top. The entire reason to bring him back to life, he's here just to eat a melee. So we got Fade going out with Fade, 118 damage, a little low. Mazza going out 3 hits, 283, absorbs not too low on Kraken. Nuke casting Nuke. He's appropriately named his characters here. 492.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. We called it. Kraken just loves to take out. Their Swirl. Black Mage stays alive. Kraken loves to take out your healers. Anyone that has the ability to cast heal, watch out. So
I do like him blowing those charges, trying to get through this gatekeeper.
Yep, and 200 damage. That's good damage still with the Mazza. He's got to hope to get...
Ooh, 2 hits, 11, rolled a lot of absorb.
So, yeah, without having the crits there, he's down to 1. There's the nuclear. Oh, wow. So he does get the kill off. The knight does have life. He's going to be able to recover from this, but he's going to have to put in at least a couple Cure 4s or go through the rest of his heal pots here. So there it is. Yeah. That's why they call it Slappy Happy Kraken. She just kind of unleashes on you.
Cure 4 sitting on the same level as life, so yeah, it's a heck of a lot faster than burning these heal pots, but you still have a fiend to go.
Yep, still got a fiend to go. And Tiamat 2, we've seen in a few runs. In fact, one of the most popular videos that kind of introduced Final Fantasy Randomizer to a few people is the Tiamat 2 of Death. If you have not YouTubed that, check that out. Tiamat 2 of Death, it was a quad race, rolled extra high evasion. None of the runners could touch it, and had all the nastiness. Great video to watch. Let's see if it's anywhere near close here.
Oh, I think I am seeing a little bit of meme on Lord's side. I think I saw, yep, there's a Brack. And
it's not a bad idea. It has a chance of landing. And what else are you going to do with that red wizard at the point? That you could do Invis 2, I suppose, but I don't know. The chance that Brack lands and makes this fight trivial on the off chance that Tiamat has something nasty, it's worth doing, I think.
Yeah, you got defense on that knight. So you need 3 stacks of that. And looks like he's up to 2 out of 3.
Mm-hmm. Tiamat, there, down goes the Black Wizard. So Tiamat not playing around, hitting pretty hard. That was close to 400 damage. Granted, it was on a wizard with very low defense, but
3 hits, 52. Tiamat rolled pretty darn high. Absorb as well.
Pretty high absorb. And this is going to be rough because you don't have fast, you don't have temper, you don't have power bonk. So unless Brack lands, Tiamat's hitting like a truck, even with the defense sword activated and you got a couple buffs of it. Sooner or later, it just becomes a noodle fight here. Who's going to kill who?
Oh yeah, Tiamat just one by one taking his party apart, getting that last stack of defense up.
And again, we have not seen Cure 4. What are the chances that we get halfway through the health and all of a sudden Cure 4 pops up and you got to start all over again? See, Tiamat 2 there with a crit took over 100 damage from that knight. 179 with the one single hit. This is where it starts to get a little bit dicey. Crack going out. Crack's not going to land. Defense going back out again. Ice 2's landing. He has, I believe, Cure 4 on the knight. Did he pick that up?
There it is.
Cure 4 on Tiamat. Oof.
He does have Cure 4 on the knight, but he only had one charge when he had to use it to bring the red wizard up to get the rest of the party up after Kraken 2.
Okay, well, I didn't get him with the seed, but I got him with the commentator's curse, and I don't care how I get him as long as I get him.
Win's a win, right?
All of a sudden, look what we've got here. 1 hour, 24 minutes. Look who's got their 4 orbs on the left-hand side here. Look who's got their 4 orbs on the right-hand side. Will's making his dive in at 124.45. Lead? What lead? Leads aren't going to matter.
Lord does have the information. He knows Tiamat is the gatekeeper. He needs to go in there. He's looking for some spells. He's going to try to find something.
And I think at this point, Fizzle might actually start making a dive. See if you can find fast somewhere. You saw what Tiamat 2 had for evasion. Fast, temper, anything at all that you can do to kind of cut through that. That was a nasty Tiamat. Right on cue, by the way. I think I might have to be tested for supernatural powers, but that's what we were looking for. This entire seed's been a little bit too easy. These guys are too good of runners to be given a seed so simple like this. So I'm glad to see that somebody out there had the ability to make this a little bit more interesting. And here we go. It's Tiamat 2.
And I mean, Kraken was not messing around either. One shot and your main just had a nuclear in the pool, kind of softening you up, and then letting Tiamat take it home.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Fizzle deals with his heal potions going into this. You had mentioned earlier, we had just gotten past Lich, and he was already down sub 50. Just kind of using them willy-nilly. Here's those bad men again with Frost and with Scorch. The Frost going out takes out that ninja. So there's a life spell we're going to have to waste right off top.
Yeah, and knowing what you know, knowing that Kraken has nuclear, you're going to have to maybe spend a couple there, a couple Cure 4s to get you up and not using those heal potions. I don't know how many times I would get that ninja up until I'm ready to fight the fiend.
Yeah, and at this point, with what you saw from Tiamat, with him having Cure 4, you almost have to make sure you save a Cure 4 for in battle, so when that nuclear does roll out and it cripples you, you're able to come right back up and start swinging again. And again, we've already seen that evasion. What are the chances, and I'm calling it now, you can call it commentator curse all you want, what are the chances that we see nuclear, then we see Cure 4, and then by the time we get low health on Tiamat again, he rolls back out with nuclear again? That's a dangerous fight.
And like I said, he did have, I believe he had all 3 stacks of defense up, and he still got critted. So Tiamat could have rolled a high crit rate too. So it could take that defense and not make it nearly as, you're not going to feel as invincible as you thought you were.
Yeah, absolutely. We were seeing one hit from Tiamat that was doing 108, 172, 196, hitting like a truck through 3 defense casts.
Looks like Will keeps power cycling because I think he's catching that bad man fight in pretty much the exact same hallway every time. I'd almost not power cycle if I could, try and avoid that bad man fight.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that there. We'll see. Hopefully he doesn't have to make another dive through. I know he wants to clear this one as soon as possible, but if he does, probably won't see that power cycle again.
Yeah, C note. Yeah, Tiamat has Cure 4 nuclear. I think I may have been even something else in there. And there's no fast, there's no temper, there's no way to jack up your damage to chew through it. So it's just going to be an absolute slugfest to get through Tiamat. Because even if Will does have the power bonk, but how many rounds do you take power bonking know that you're eating a nuclear, you're eating a Cure 4?
Yeah, it's going to be a rough call for sure. Here you get to see the Chimaera's very, very rare enemy that I think you only see on a few floors, this being one of them. That power bonk could come into play for Will. Him being able to have that, that's going to give him the damage and the accuracy boosting. So at that point, it's going to be all about keeping that knight alive at all costs.
Well, Fuchsia, Lord Fizzle passed up the armory in Volcano, and that's where Bonk was. If he was going to go diving for gear for something, that might be the first place he would go, knowing how dense it is, how easy it is to get to.
It's possible. And in this case, if he does, it's going to pay off, but that's the chances of it landing in that spot. Even with the collection of chests, I don't know that he makes the decision to leave. I think we're going to see another at least fight or two on Tiamat 2 to see if maybe he can get better turn order. Maybe Tiamat doesn't roll that nuclear out so soon.
Just roll some crits and, so that you're not hitting for 70 damage with a Masamune on a pretty well-leveled party.
Oh, he's got massive levels for a Topher dive, but yeah, it's gonna be a little rough. Fizzle's timer did just stop here. I think he might be adjusting himself in his chair. Accidentally hit a button here. He's still going on though. We've got Will's timer, so we know what time's going on. Here we go again, down to sub 50. He just went past the 50 mark, and what are we on? Carry's floor for him?
Just entering carries, and he is burning through those cure potions. I think the only cure I saw that he picked up was that cure 4 on level 1.
Yeah.
And with it sharing that life slot, he doesn't have access to life 2. You gotta be really judicious. I kind of agree spending the time, but saving those cure 4s, because that Tiamat fight you're gonna be there for a while.
Oh yeah. Here we got Willcleosis taking on. Well, there was a Lich 2 there at some point, but
had a little bit of a high five.
Has a swing, and the Harm 4 is going to make quick work of it. So he's rearranging some of his armor here, and he's going to be diving in. So we are neck and neck here on Carry 2's floor. The only advantage right now, Fizzle knows what's coming up, Will doesn't. But that, I think, is maybe eaten up. Will's got the power bonk. So this race has become a race for sure.
Yeah, I know going through Topher, you don't see stuff. If you take Lich out pretty early, man, you know that nuclear is somewhere. You know that cure 4 is somewhere. The easier Lich carry is, the worse of a feeling you get.
Yeah, especially there's two nukes out there shared between the 4 fiends and Warmap. But then there's also 4 nuclears. We've only seen 1. So there's a very good chance that Tiamat 2 being the gatekeeper, but Chaos could have that as well.
Question in chat, why is the Power Column so important? It is a self-cast saber spell that increases accuracy and damage, and Carry is packing.
Carry hitting like a truck. I don't think Fizzle saw that earlier. Carry only rolled out a Fire 3 before he was able to get it down. There's that Fire 3 again. Takes out everybody but the Knight. So he's going to have to burn one of his level 1s just to get the Red Wizard up so that he can start bringing other people up. And that's his only one. So no cure 4 for that Knight now.
Yeah, it looks like he's going in with only 1 cast and leveling up in Topher to get that second cast.
I think this might be one of those times where if he wipes again, maybe you go outside and take a level before you come back again.
Yeah, just 1 level, getting that extra life charge on that Knight or that extra cure 4 charge could be all that he needed. That's all he may have needed on that first Tiamat fight to get his Knight back upright and maybe just hope for some crits.
Carry throwing out the Will spell on Will takes out Will, the Black Mage, with that Bane. So he's starting a party member, but having a Red Wizard and a White Wizard, he's going to be able to pick up characters left and right with life spells.
Question chat from Fuchsia. I didn't actually see if Lord is going in with max potions or not, but he is going through them like crazy.
He probably isn't going through with 99. But yeah, he's tearing through them at a very, very rapid pace. And with only Cure 4 on the table for what we saw for Cures, I think Cure 3 was spotted, but he didn't pick it up. He's playing fast and loose with it, and it's going to potentially come back to bite him because he's trying to save those Cure 4s for in-battle.
Yeah, the bad man rolling 5 to 9 in a pack, having the Frost and the, what was it, not Blizzard.
Badman had Frost and Scorch.
Frost and Scorch, yeah. I mean, it's chip damage, but it's chip damage across all 4 characters, so you gotta burn quite a few potions just to get everybody back up and running.
Yeah, absolutely. There's Swirl from Kraken. Will Bloodworth in chat, it is closer than it looks. Fizz does have the knowledge of what's coming up, but Will's got the power bonk, and we know from seeing that Tiamat 2, it doesn't matter if you know what's coming. You still can't get past a high evasion Tiamat 2 if you don't have some way of surviving those crits that he was putting in.
Yeah, and Lord is just throwing anything he can at this Kraken so he doesn't have to see that nuclear again.
Yeah, does not want to see that. Absolutely doesn't want to take any more hits, but
sees it anyway. Pretty
doesn't
low
do
roll.
a Red Wizard though. That's going to be that could be pretty big for him.
That is absolutely huge. He can get everybody back up, get everybody cured up.
Huge advantage there for Fizzle not having his Red Wizard taken out. He had no way of bringing everyone back up at that.
He is down to 1 life or 2 charges on that level. So now, do you get that thief back upright, or do you save that extra charge?
I think he just spent a Cure 4 on the Black Wizard.
I don't know if I could agree with that, knowing what Tiamat's going to throw at you.
Here we got Willcleosis pulling Tiamat or Kraken 2, and down goes that Black Wizard. But he put it on top. He was planning for that. Kind of went for it. Power Gauntlet going off, so that the Knight here is going to be swinging with a little bit extra accuracy, a little bit extra damage. Viz 2 is going out. He's doing a double stack of Power Gauntlet. Will's going to find out very, very soon that Kraken's got nuclear. Likes to use it.
One thing you can't do on these Fiends Revisited is sit there taking a long time, because they will show you their spell pool.
Down goes the White Wizard, just like we talked about before. If it's a caster that likes to have cures and heals, the Kraken's going to take it out.
Even with those power bonks, not hitting really hard with that massa.
No, not just yet. And we've got Fizzlebeef on round 2 here for Tiamat. Ninja's dead. Here comes Crack. He should be fine with Crack. I think he's got 3 ribbons on those 3. They're still left alive. 2 hits, 18 damage.
That power bonk might be the one thing that makes or breaks this run. If Will can survive long enough and see that Tiamat is this bad.
He's got to hope for Brack strats here, because he is down to a Red Wizard, less than 100 health. Brack going out one more time, ineffective. Tornado's going to wipe him. Tornado wipes Will. So we've got a wipe apiece on both. The only downside is Will didn't make it all the way to Tiamat 2. At this point, he might think Kraken 2 is the gatekeeper. Ha! Not tonight. Kraken 2, little slappy happy. Tiamat 2, can't touch this. MC Hammer of this round.
Yeah, Kraken 2 is just a warm-up act.
4 hits, 139, takes him out. He finally gets past Tiamat 2, so not the worst Tiamat 2 we've ever seen, but definitely up there. That high evasion was not fun. So he's got 1 level 1. What do you do with it?
Yeah, that's big. I mean, you don't have faster temper on that Black Mage. I almost like keeping it and holding on to the Cure 4.
Yeah, you have a tough decision. Do you res someone up? Now, in his case, he doesn't have the heal potions to get that person up to max health, so that might have been a decision made for him. So even if he were going to cast that life, there's nothing he can do. He's going to save it for the Cure 4. We're about to find out. With 1 hour, 36 minutes, we've got our Chaos pull over on Fizzle's side.
And Lord is just there. He's got nothing left.
You got nothing. You've got nothing at all. So you're just going to defense 3 times with that Knight. You don't have power bonk, so at that point it's whole day to win.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't. Oh no, he didn't pull the white shirt. That's right. So he's just
didn't
Fire
get the
3
white
in.
shirt. He went absolute go mode there in Volcano and missed out on power bonk and the white shirt. There's a hit from Chaos. Chaos isn't playing around. Takes out that Red Wizard. So here we go. 1-on-1 hit.
2 hits for 17. All of the Fiends rolled crazy absorb in this seed.
This is insane. So high evasion as well. Not getting off many hits at all. Just 2 with that Mazmoon. High evasion, high absorb. This is going to be you can call it a tickle fight. There's a crit. 152 damage. He's going to need quite a few more of those.
Damage.
1 hit, 1 damage. You could hold A to win, and I guess I'll see you next Christmas, because it's going to take that long to get Chaos down.
Yeah, the chip damage that Chaos is throwing out. There's lit 2s. I mean, generally, he's like, oh, lit 2. I want to see that. But
yeah. Sure you do, but when you're only responding with 1 hit, 1 damage, 3 hits, 41 damage, this isn't going to be pretty. All it's going to take is 1 crit from Chaos to make this fight just a little bit more interesting. Chaos missing quite a bit. We got the defense up. We're doing just fine. Lit 2 going out again.
He's got rub, he's got lit too. It looks like he's cycled through his spells. I haven't seen any abilities. I think we've seen what we're going to see out of Chaos.
181, he got another crit in there, so it just hold A to win. If you can survive these hits and survive these lit 2s, these fire 2s, just keep on whittling him down. You'll get there sooner or later. 3 hits, 9 damage. Not what you want to see, but so far Chaos not being too nasty with the spells and abilities.
Yeah, he's going through that spell list. He's whittling them down. 1 damage. A quad X. That's not one we've seen before. Critical
2 hits,
for
171. There's
171.
another crit. So Chaos not getting the crits the hit's getting. We'll see if he's got the ability to survive the rest of these lit 2s that are coming out.
Will finding the unrunnable Agama fight.
Unrunnable Agama is definitely not fun, but not the worst thing in the world. I don't think we saw anything nasty from them. 3 hits, 41 damage. We're still just tickling Chaos here. Chaos unable to make any kind of hits on hit though. 180. There's another crit.
Yeah,
Chaos
1 crit and it's over though. Chaos has done enough chip damage that a crit is all it's going to take.
Down to 1 knee goes the knight. So we are in the hurt territory here. There are no limit breaks in this game. He's not going to put on any kind of last chance ability. We're just going to be swinging away. Hold A to win. Another crit. 181 with the Mazda. Chaos cannot have very much health left. I think we've put out close to about 2,000 here, and we've done it over the course of I think 3 months. But Ice 2 takes me down. We are sub 100. Light 2 down to 62 health. Hit going off again. 3 hits, 87 damage.
Fire 3, 25
We are 1
points.
spell away. 1 single spell away from Chaos taking
1
out this knight.
damage.
Quad X, that's a free one. He's going to get through that hit going out on Chaos. 2 hits, 171. Another crit, not enough. 25 damage, or 25 health left. 58 going out.
2 slain.
Takes him out. 26 damage on a
hit
25 health.
point.
Wow. Absolute disaster for Fizzle. You had to believe he was closing in. At some
there's
point
no
in the
way.
month of July, he was going to get it. But wow.
He had, because he was rolling crits for 170, 180. He had to be close, and that's why I think he took a second, said, you know what, I was there. I had it. He's turning around, going right back in.
So what does that tell you right there? It tells you that if Will can get to Chaos, he's going to win. Because Chaos had nothing. Chaos whittled you down with just light 2s, fire 2s, quad X's, things that are going to miss. That's going to give Will all the opportunity in the world to continue to buff up with that power bonk and start making his move. So FizzleBeef not having that power bonk still almost pulled that off with a single knight. That was a hero run for him. And unfortunately just fell a little bit short here. This is where, and we talked about it earlier, that Mazmoon's a great sword. You know what sword's a little bit better for high evasion?
Game changer.
Game changer. Willcleosis sword. He doesn't have that sword. He didn't do the greater than less than rune. Fizzle did. Fizzle has the Vorpal. Will doesn't. Will's got the power bonk. Fizzle doesn't. Fizzle's got the knowledge. Will's got the advantage lead right now on where he's at. He's on Kraken 2's floor. This is every bit of the race that you could have hoped for between these two. This is a fantastic race.
It happened at the 11th hour, but man, do we have a race.
Well, all that matters is that you got there. It doesn't matter how long it took or how easy it was. This is just 3 fiends back to back to back that are absolute just disgusting. Kraken hitting like a truck as she always does. Tiamat 2 dodging things left and right. Can't touch him. Chaos just can't be touched either. Hitting very weak, but just does not take damage. Very, very, very hard fight.
Yeah, and momentum definitely in Will's corner. He has all those extra life charges. He has the power bonk to get through that evasion, to get through that absorb. It's just a matter of surviving long enough.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those things. If Will can get past Kraken 2, if he can just get past Kraken 2, I think he'll have a little bit easier time with Tiamat because of that power gauntlet. At this point, just have the fighter alive. If you can just have the fighter alive on Will's side for the Chaos fight, I think he's got it.
And I like that what I saw on Will's side. He threw a ruse up on his white mage, trying to keep that white mage upright so he can get everybody else up at the end of this fight.
So he chose not to put the knight down in the bottom slot on this fight, but does get the Cure 4 off. Now he's got the white shirt trolling. He's got the ruse on the white wizard like you talked about. He's setting himself up. He knows nuclear is going to come, so he's topping himself off. Don't think we've seen heal 3, so you can't do the preemptive heal 3.
Brack
goes
strats.
off. Willcleosis pulls off the Brack strats on Tiamat 2. That's a fiend down. He's got 4 light warriors alive. He's about to move on to Tiamat 2. He's got the better equipment to handle this. This could be it. This could be our run that's going to end this run for us here.
And he got that off before the nuclear, so he didn't have to spend any resources getting his people back up.
Oof. Ice 3 from Lich taking out that ninja, not too bad. We're going to have to change Willcleosis' nickname. It was Banecleosis. Now it might be Brackleosis. He's going to have to get a new passport, a new driver's license. This poor guy. He's been through so much already.
All right, putting that black mage up, sacrificial lamb.
Oh, and is he going off with he's going off with the Brack strats again. Can he get
Blaze?
2 in a row? Blaze coming out, takes out the Black Wizard without the ribbon, but you
That's
kind of
fine.
accept that he was going to die. You put him up there to take a hit. He took a hit technically. Now's your chance to go ahead and buff yourself up.
The rest of his
Can
characters
he
didn't
get
take that much.
Can he get Tiamat down before he sees that Cure 4? With the Power Gauntlet, though, that's, again, not as trivial for him. It's fine if we see a Cure 4 on his side because he's going to have all of that damage and accuracy that's stuck with him. So he's going to be able to tear through him even after the Cure 4.
Yeah, Will's in a great place now. The Blaze wasn't great, but with 3 ribbons didn't do that much.
Preemptive Cure 4 on the White Wizard, though, only healed for about 80. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, then he also had a kind of a free round with Crack because there's 3 ribbons protecting him. He was able to get these invisibles up, get those bonks off. He's going to tear through this Tiamat when he finally starts swinging that sword.
I think he is. I think this is where Will makes his move. He does Brack out to Tiamat, ineffective, but I think now's the time. Unleash Falconic. Unleash that Knight on Tiamat 2. He's going to find out real quick he's got high evasion, so that might kind of push him towards more power bonks, but we know Cure 4 is coming. Ice 2 coming out from
he doesn't
Tiamat.
know that yet, but I don't know if he's going to live through more than one round with all the power bonking Will's doing.
Well, I think he will. I think even with the 3, 4, 5 power bonks, Tiamat with this high evasion, this is Will's going to find out the hard way that you're going to like having that power bonk, but if you didn't have it, this would have been almost an unwinnable fight for this group, just because there's just not too many damage spells going out. Fizzlebeef getting the rough end of the stick here with carry. Black Wizard's down. He does get it. He does get carry defeated. He's gonna have to spend another life charge to get somebody up.
I did see a Cure 4 on Will's side. I didn't see if it was Tiamat's Cure 4 or his Cure 4.
Well, he's got plenty of
Damage
Cure 4s
poison.
on the White Wizard. Yeah, with 3 ribbons though, damage poison. That's almost a free round for you. Not a problem whatsoever.
Man, Will is still bonking.
He's still bonking it. Maybe he's just in preparation. He knows that he hasn't seen
4
anything nasty
hits,
yet.
638.
Okay, so Tiamat did do the Cure 4, but now we've got enough power bonks. It's just hold A to win. Just let that Knight go. Unleash that Knight on Tiamat. He's going to drop in 2 or 3 hits. All right, Light 2 going out. That's a free round for you. Falc to Tiamat. 3 hits, 300 and some odd change damage. Didn't quite get to see what it fully was. Another hit or 2, and we're going to have Tiamat down. We're going to have Willcleosis at about the 150 mark. Tiamat 2 is down now. So about 147 mark, we're going to see a Chaos pull for Will. And we've already seen Chaos it's not too deadly. It's just not being able to hit him.
Yeah, and Will having that bonk is that one piece of gear may have won him that match.
Absolutely.
I don't think he was making it through that Tiamat otherwise.
Now, and we spent the better half of the race here at the beginning talking about how Will could have been severely hindered by chests that he chose to skip. He didn't get the 30-something K out of the top left of TOF, and that put him at a huge disadvantage. But he picked up the items in the Volcano, and that's been all the difference. The white shirt, the power gauntlet, it's what allows him to get to where he's at now. So he's got to get through this Sorcerer pack here. Ice 3 is going to make quick work of it. Fizzle's not too far behind. He's 2 floors away. Taking out Kraken 2 here as well. We're going to see if that kind of works out in his favor. We saw Will did the Brack strats. Does Fizzle start pulling those out as well?
Yeah, at the hour 47 mark, the only speed bump came in Topher, and everything else has been pretty good going. So he has to know that Will is not, Will's not sitting there at 3 orbs right now. He knows Will is in Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think after you saw that the Kraken 2, the Tiamat 2, you have to know, okay, my opponent's seeing this as well. This is nasty. He's got to feel good about his levels, but at the same time, this is just one of those races where you just keep diving TOF and you hope to get better encounter rolls. You hope to get better turn orders in your fights. So Kraken 2 does go down. He's down again to having to choose between life and cure 4. He is going to do the life on his his black wizard, and he's got the heal potions now to not have to resort to those cure 4. So I think he's got 3 casts left of life and cure 4. He's going to have to be very, very choosy with those. Did we just see Will do a victory lap, or did he accidentally go south one? I didn't catch that.
I'm pretty sure there was a victory lap.
Oh, pulling out the Falconic victory lap. I love it.
Yeah,
All
Lord
right.
Fizzle, that thief not
Willcleosis coming to play here. His first spell off of that Black Wizard against Chaos is going to be the Bane spell. If that lands, he's going to cement his legacy in FFR forever.
We'll just pull him in for a interview and then just let him go.
Brack going out, Bane going out, rusing that White Wizard. Again, catching a break like Lord Fizzle did. Chaos hitting that Red Wizard, but not killing. That's going to give him a chance to put out another Brack, and you never know, it could land.
Yeah, sadly, on Lord's side, that thief, I just did not pay the dividends you wanted him to.
No, not at all. Chaos coming in, finishing off the work on that Red Wizard. Didn't get a chance to get that second Brack off. The Black Wizard's just throwing out the Banes and the Bracks. We've got Ruse going out, and now's the time. Now we're going to start to see that Knight start using that Power Gauntlet. He's got 2 or 3 casts of Ruse. Now's his chance. Just build up that power, build up that accuracy, and sooner or later he's going to unleash it. When he unleashes it, it's going to be good night Chaos. Chaos just does not have any sort of offensive attacks.
Yeah, with that White Wizard upright, with that Knight upright, Cure 4s all around. Even if Chaos was able to whittle Will down to low hit points to get himself right back up, it's just a matter of turning that Knight loose.
Yeah, not going to be a problem. Keep the White Wizard high health. Again, you're preparing for seeing Nuke and Nuclear. You want to stay above 300 if you can. We know that Chaos doesn't have that. He's just got spells that tickle. No Cure 4 yet. He does put the wall out on the Black Wizard, so everyone's going to be good to go here. You already see the difference. 4 hits, 213 damage. Perhaps you see him put another Power Bonk or 2 on, but even at this rate, we know that he's going to get Chaos down unless Chaos just starts critting left and right. Thor Hammer going out. He's going. He's ready to go. He's unleashed that Knight. 3 hits, 149.
Man, even with those bonks, he's still hitting, still missing, still only 150 damage.
But compared to what we saw from FizzleBeef, though, where you started seeing 1 hit, 1 damage, 3 hits, 49 damage, he's in a much better spot here. So.
Oh yeah, they were still 1 hit for 160, but it's better than 1 for 1.
Yeah, and you've got just having a second team member alive to throw a heal potion at you is a much better spot than Fizzle had. Fizzle had to do this solo. All right, Fire 3 going out. These are the spells that slowly and surely took out FizzleBeef. Will's got that Knight with Power Bonk on. Chaos can't have too much in him. 1 or 2 more hits. We started to see that Fizzle had him whittled down. One good crit away from taking Chaos out here. 1,281 damage from the Knight. 1 more hit like that and it's over. So 3 hits, 221. Chaos, Light 2. Chaos is on the ropes. He's got to be feeling it. Somebody throwing the towel. Light 2 going out. Falcon going to Chaos. 1 more time.
Terminated.
272. GG. Chat, get your GGs out. Will pull it off. SRL time, 1 hour, 51 minutes, 39 seconds. We've got our winner, and Willcleosis has just stamped his name into that play-in race. We've got 3 and 2. He's not done yet. He moves on, lives to fight another day. Absolute great race.
And he will be meeting Lord Fizzlebeef again in that play-in race, because that means Lord is going to drop down.
Is that a Willcleosis I see in Discord?
Team Vorpal for the win, Volcanic.
Team Vorpal for the win. GG. What'd you think of that seed?
Thank you very much, Volcanic Demon. Thank you very much. Rough early going again for me. I never saw fast, temper, exit, warp, nothing. Good thing those weapons came early, and I said, okay, all right, well, either I missed it, I missed the life, or let's do this.
Warp was 7, I think Exit was 7, Nuke was 7, Fade was 6. I did want to ask you, what did you think when you got those 2 chests in Temple of Fiends upper left? That was about 35,000 gold.
The upper left of the I don't remember. I was in the mode to where I was just going to check it if I saw it. I was just gonna reset. I actually don't remember doing that.
Yeah, because the whole early game, you
for the
were
beginning game,
struggling for money.
He had all the money.
You were fighting. He
Oh.
did check those chests. He had all the money in the world going around. And
Oh.
you opted to just go straight for Garland and just not even bother.
Yeah, it was, based on spell selection. I had to go with the fire, and I was going to risk it, and I couldn't take out the ogres, I couldn't take out anybody, and I was really struggling. I was definitely on the ropes early.
Yeah, you struggled quite a bit because your decision to go straight after Garland there. Missed out on quite a bit of money. He was able to go back into Canaria, pick up some silver swords, some armor, some save items, pick up the rest of his spells. He had a much easier early game than you did. You struggled just getting to Crescent Lake to Provoca. So huge lead. I think at one point he had his light warriors around level 18 or so while you were sitting at level 8 to 10. So huge lead on you, but you made it up.
Well, I did my magic again at the end of Temple of Fiends, Team Vorpal.
Oh, we were talking about that. Your nickname's going to have to change, brother. Cleosis is out the window. I think it's Cleosis now.
Good match. How's FizzleBeef doing? Where is he?
This is his 4th dive in the Temple of Fiends?
3rd or 4th dive, yep. He got there, by my notes, he lit all 4 orbs by about the 1 hour and 12-minute mark and found out the hard way. Tiamat 2 rolled incredibly high evasion. You had one single item that changed the entire game for you. Any
Power
ideas
Gauntlet?
what that was?
Power
Gauntlet. That is exactly it. Lord FizzleBeef went go mode of all go modes through Volcano. Didn't even bother with the treasury. You did. That power bonk is what got you through Tiamat's what got you through Chaos.
Yeah, Chaos had some absorb and evasion as well. I think I had to use the Power Gauntlet 6 times, I think. But he wasn't throwing anything, so I was just trying to keep the... You never know that nuclear runs around that's buried, so I just trying to keep the HP high and pound away as best I could with the versatile Mazmoon weapon.
Yeah, Lord FizzleBeef got to Chaos. I think he had 2 or 3 light warriors up. And I think at one point he was down to his knight with 300 hit points with the Massa. Massa was hitting 1 hit, 1 damage for a couple of his swings as he did not have that power bomb. And just it was a war of attrition. Just, that fire 3 only hits for 70, but...
Right.
Yeah,
you gotta use
just
the Vorpal there.
finally took him down.
And that's the thing. He had the Vorpal. You didn't check the greater than less than. You missed out on back-to-back chest defense sword Vorpal.
Oh, the greater than less than had the Vorpal, the game changer?
The game changer. Now, at that point, his Chaos fight, he got there relatively early. I think he made it on his 2nd run through. And like Demon said, he had about 300, 400 health. And we watched easily 5-10 minute fight of just back and forth, back and forth. Chaos had nothing. Fire 2, Light 2, Fire 3s. Enough to whittle him down, though. Yeah, Rub, Quad X, Crack. So he was throwing out those spells, and he just couldn't get the damage out like you were able to.
I'm assuming my opponent had all 3 ribbons?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did have the Massa as well. Yeah, the ribbons were practically given away this seed.
Yeah, this is a free ribbons for sure. For those of you just tuning in or didn't quite catch it, 1 ribbon was in Matoya, another was in Dwarf Cave, Keylock Chest, and then a 3rd ribbon was Canaria Keylock, hiding right next to the Sun Sword. So 3 ribbons all around. Defense and Vorpal back-to-back chests, a greater than less than room. Just an absolute free seed until you got to TOFR. Other than Magic. Magic was very scarce here.
I had considered, and I'd mentioned it to you when we talked before the game, Falconic, doing a dual fighter. I guess that probably would have worked.
It could have.
Well.
We actually discussed Fizzle doing that. And I thought maybe he would pull that off, but...
I had considered it when I saw the fire in the beginning, but I watched a match recently. I think it was Quicklit that went ahead and used Ice in level 1 to take down Garland. That was when I made my decision. Okay, I'm going to take down Garland. And then when the fires didn't take him out, I'm like, okay, if I die this early, I am going to reroll the double fighter, but I was able to take him down. So that essentially was the decision not to reroll to double fighter.
We saw it looked like both of your routing kind of got thrown for a loop there too. You guys, I know both of you typically don't go northwest to the on-rack side or to the waterfall until you have the Oxale, but having the bottle be in the waterfall, does that throw off your routing? Do you try to figure out where that bottle is before you make that play?
Yeah, absolutely. I was hoping the bottle was in the ice cave. So that's why I went back to Crescent Lake and then to the Volcano, ripped through that as fast as I could, jumped to Ice Cave hoping the bottle was there to do the obvious route, head north to Gaia, get the Oxyale, do those together. And when the tail popped up, I'm like, oh, darn, because I was going to try to get away without the tail. The versatility of the Mazmoon I felt was doing pretty good. Then when I picked up the Power Gauntlet, I'm like, okay, I've got 3 ribbons, Power Gauntlet, Mazmoon. Don't really have much for spells, but this is what elite players in this game are doing and using, and this is how they're winning. I want to do it too.
Mhm.
And when the tail popped, I'm like, okay, I better get the class change then. Then I picked up, I think it was the Aegis Shield. And so that made the decision pretty easy to go ahead and put that on.
Yeah, that
You
was a
found
talking
Aegis.
point of if that tail is the last item, do you go ahead and opt out of whether it's ordeals or waterfall? Do you go ahead and opt out? It sounds like you would have. LordFizzlebeef actually rolled with a thief instead.
Oh,
Did the thief,
Which-
danned him for most of the, like you typically see. He got him a couple levels early, then danned him, but now he's got him in the top spot here. He's pulling Kraken 2 right now. Kraken 2 had nuclear.
yeah, he killed me with nuclear.
Not the best thing to see here, but yeah, we discussed whether or not if you found that bottle, where you going to go and do the class change. Fortunately, you found the tail, so it kind of made it a no-brainer for you.
Yeah, I was gonna try to not do it, but I realized later on that Roos was night learnable, and you can see obviously how I use that against Chaos. So I might have reconsidered it, but I probably would have just gone for it. More than likely, I would not have done the class change. Had the tail been in Waterfall, I would have skipped Waterfall.
And Lord here is in a very familiar state with just his knight.
Yeah, he'll
Kraken dead.
get him up. Slap Happy Kraken takes out 3 of his light warriors, 2 with nuclear, and reached out and touched somebody for 600 damage. Does get them back up here, but because he did thief, he didn't do the white mage. He was absolutely hurting. I think we've seen 3 or 4 dives now where he's gone down to single digits for heal pots, and he's having to make the very, very tough decision of using life 1 or cure 4 on that red wizard. He's only got 2 casts of it on his knight. So he's having to pick and choose his battles of who do I want to live versus when do I want to save Cure 4 in a fight. And that's kind of coming back to bite him here. You didn't have that issue whatsoever. You had life and Cure 4 for days.
I've lost too many games already not having a white mage / white wizard. I was going with the white wizard this time. If I was going to re-roll, it would have been a double fighter, which I'm very experienced with. Had to have a white magic here. It's cost me way too many games.
Yeah, I think you made up quite a bit of time, but that Brack on Kraken 2, that might have been the game winner for you. So tremendously well played. We joked about meme strats with the lack of magic. I think Demon and I both said maybe we don't risk it here. You did, and it paid off.
Because for a good while, Lord had a pretty obvious lead, and it was just when he hit Kraken and Tiamat, he just hit that wall, and you were able to just blitz through the rest of your orbs, blitz through Temple of Fiends, use that power bonk that he didn't have, and it was that single item easily that got you this win.
And we see Fizzle just takes out Tiamat 2. Looks like he's going to be moving into that Chaos 4 here.
Oh, he's
So,
in much better shape for this Chaos fight. This looks like this might be one that he actually is able to pull off.
Come on, Fizzlebeef, give it to him.
Much.
Yeah, so this was a must-win game for you, Will. I don't know if people in chat are happy. I'm sure they sure seem to love you when you're on the mic. But
Yeah,
you get to play LordFizzlebeef again in that play-in race now.
It's an honor to play LordFizzlebeef. It's an honor to play each and every person out of this community, and I mean that. Get him, Fizzlebeef. Take this guy down. Destroy him.
I think Will, you might be happy to find when you go back and watch the VOD. I didn't roll a nasty seed for you, but I came through in the clutch with a commentator curse. I called it. I said, what if Tiamat 2 on top of the high evasion has something like Cure 4, nuclear?
I had just started making my attack on Tiamat 2, and he used the Cure 4, or she used the Cure 4, and then after that Cure 4 cast, I started swinging. So that was very fortunate for me.
Yeah, we saw the Cure 4, and unfortunately Fizzle not having that power gauntlet meant that all of his hard work had to be redone. For you, it didn't matter. You'd already gotten in the power bonks there, so you just swung for the fences. Talk about that tremendous 1200 hit you got off on Chaos, though.
Critical hit from the versatile Mazmoon. It can come through in a pinch. Every now and then I would have much rather had the Vorpal. I think it would have been an easier time against Chaos. Like I said, let's see, 4 hits for 49 damage right now. FizzleBeef is getting on Chaos from what I see, and that's where the Vorpal shines. That is my preferred endgame weapon. It is the game changer for that reason. But the Masman certainly came through for me, and I'm certainly very grateful for it.
Red Wizard just gets knocked down. Unfortunately, we thought when Fizzle went toe-to-toe with Chaos over the 5-6 minute fight that it was, he had to have been closing in on getting killed. It doesn't seem that way. It seems like Chaos rolled max health, because even after your 1200 hit, you had a couple 500s in there, you had a couple 100s, 200s. It still took multiple swings. So this is going to be a fight. Again, we're down FizzleBeef to a single knight. Chaos now. Back and forth they go. Back and forth. Crit's going out for 158. We're going to be here for a little while. Another 158.
Yeah, he's in a hell of a lot of a better position, though. He started last one. I think he was about 300 hit points when he was down to that single knight.
Come on, FizzleBeef.
Fight's going out. Hitting Chaos here. 3 hits, 158. That's 3 in a row. Does he have him in a loop? He does. He has him in an RNG loop. 3 hits, 158.
Yep.
There you go. That's what I was going to ask. If you could
got
get a crit loop earlier, some sort of loop, he would have been able to take
There
him
it
out.
is.
He's got him now.
GG. Lord FizzleBeef gets Chaos in an RNG loop. Fantastic finish for him. What a way to go. You'd hate to see the RNG loop on a, 1 hit, 1 damage? You'd let go of A at that point. He holds on to A. He gets his win. That's an SRL time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 9 seconds. So just roughly about 13, 14 minutes behind Will here, but just fantastic job. Put the GGs out in chat. Both these runners gave a heck of a race. Couldn't ask for anything better. Week 5, closing it out. We've got a couple more races to go, and then we've got that play-in race that both of these runners are going to be a part of. Mr. Bane Willcleosis, Lord FizzleBeef, myself potentially if I get my win on Tuesday night. Probably not going to happen. I'd like to commentate that play-in race. It's going to be a fantastic run. Just a great race overall. See if we can get FizzleBeef in to do a post-race interview here as well. I'd be very curious to see what he thought about that seed.
Yeah. Beyond the first little bit, once you kind of got the steam rolling, the seeds seem to go pretty well, and there he is.
All right, he's in setup. We just need to get him moved here. Bear with us just a moment. I don't see Lord in the chat here. Let me see if I can pull him in. All right, we'll see if we can get that sorted out. In the meantime, though, Will, 3 and 2. Do you have any thoughts on if you see another forced black mage here? Do you think you'll do the double fighter strats? Do you think you'll stick with what you had?
I'm not sure yet. I got some more practice to do. I didn't quite think I was going to make it this far, to be completely honest. A little bit of RNG, lots of practice, lots of studying of my opponents. I haven't really thought about it, but double fighter is potentially in the works. Yes, it could come back for me.
All right, and FizzleBeef, it looks like we got you in here now. Can you hear us?
Microphone working now.
There you are. So, what'd you think of the seed?
I hate everything. Mostly chaos and mostly my inability to cast Cure 4 in a timely manner, but we'll start with those.
Yeah, that for you was a pretty clean seed. You were well ahead for quite a bit of it. Not just orbs, not just gear, but levels. And, Topher is Topher, and it is the great equalizer.
Mm-hmm.
You actually made the choice to do Mirage and Air early, one of the harder dungeons. Can you speak to why you made the decision to do that? It actually paid off early. You were well in the lead. You found some fantastic items. Got some good levels, though.
So one of the reasons everyone doesn't like to do Mirage and Sky is because on top of the punishing melee, if they roll any skills at all, you're basically toast. But if I roll in there with 3 ribbons, I feel pretty safe to at least take the bottom floors. I had Fire 3 for the vampires and Ice 3 for most anything else. And by the time I get through the bottom floors, because I figured I would just run out, house, and then run back in, I should be good enough to get all the way to Tiamat and do some bracks.
You found some fantastic items in there as well, but lack of warp and exit kind of makes that a little bit tougher decision. 3 ribbons, though. Like you said, couldn't have been too scary, so that paid off for you.
Yeah, everything was great until I hit Topher, and then everything went wrong.
GG's
Yeah.
Beef. Honor to play you, sir.
GG, man. You were in
Yes.
that.
And I went to Mirage early too, and I got absolutely whooped. I tried it twice and had to leave.
Yeah, the vampires were not playing nice. I think with either of you. I think Shinri or Lord Fizzle, I think you may have taken a wipe in there too. If not, you definitely had a fight where they worked you over. But I mean, yeah, just pretty easy up until that Topher. Shinru, Lord Fizzle, you checked that chest, the 2 chests in Temple of Fiends, and that got you the funds. I think that's a lot of what gave you your that initial jump on Will.
Yeah, this match came down to literally who chose to check what chest. You chose to check the top left in TOF. It gave you the very, very fast start. You bought your weapons, you bought your save items. You were able to get anywhere you wanted to go, no problem whatsoever. You had a humongous lead early. We were at one point you were ahead 10 levels. You were level 18, 17, 18, while Will was 8 to 10 because he had to stop, he had to wipe, he had to reset. But then he chose to check Armory and Volcano, and that was your last dungeon, so you go moded it, and rightfully so. You missed out on the white shirt, you missed out on the power bonk, and after seeing what you saw in Topher, that power bonk came in huge for Will.
Yeah, if I had power bonk on Chaos, that would have been easily been done first try.
Yeah, that chaos fight was rough. You started, I think you had your knight at about 300 hit points when the other members went down, and it was just an absolute war of attrition. He slowly just chipped away at you with those low level spells, seeing that 1 hit, 1 damage with a massive moon, and just no fast, no temper, no way to really charge that thing up. Made Tiamat and Chaos just an absolute brick wall that you had to break through.
Did Kraken 2 get you, Beef?
Not really.
You got me.
The first time I went through there, I blew some nuke and fade charges on him and just ran him over. The successive times after that, I knew I had to save fade and nuke to break through Tiamat's face. So I just lightning 3'd him, and usually I had at least the knight surviving, if not the knight and the red wizard surviving, so life charges out of them.
Yeah, that was a big one. Will took a white mage, and you a lot of times were down to just that knight and 1 charge of life, and you had to make some tough decisions. You know, who do you get up? Do you cure 4? Do you save those cure 4s?
Yep.
Fizzle, can you talk a little bit about, after seeing what you saw in level 1 magic and the lack of magic at that, did you have any sort of considerations, any thoughts to maybe re-roll and get away from that thief, or is that something you just knew you were going to do?
No, thief is definitely part of my strategy. I want the runs early and I want the runs later. More often than not, they end up dead for most of the game anyway, but on the off chance I get real good magic in 1 through 4, then I'll keep them alive and keep them around.
Yeah, unfortunately, we talked about earlier, you got to Chaos first. You went toe-to-toe with him with that solo knight, and you were just hitting back and forth, misses from Chaos, 1 hit, 1 damage from you. You got that RNG loop on the second go-around through him.
Yep.
How did you feel when you noticed that that's exactly what was going on, that you did get that loop going?
Absolutely frustrated because I got the loop going after my opponent finished.
Yeah, if you could have gotten that loop earlier, it could have been all the difference in the world. But fantastic race from both of you guys. We were a little bit upset that I rolled a pretty easy seed all the way up to TOF. I don't think you guys really saw anything all that nasty other than the lack of magic. But then Tiamat 2 and Kraken Chaos had some other words for you. Is there anything else you guys want to say about the race here before we wrap this one up?
I think if I had to do over again, I would either look for bonk or grind Knight out a little bit more, because turns out you need a win condition before you set foot in Topher.
I'd like to thank Speed Gaming for having us tonight. Certainly an honor. You guys for commentating, always a pleasure. Beef, my opponent. Hey, I can't wait to play you again. I can't wait to get in that play-in race. Really hope to get to the brackets. Hope I can make it. And, thank you for having us. Thank you for, everything that you guys do. Speed Gaming, Falconic, Neiman. Thank you.
Not a problem. Demon, take us home.
Alrighty, so as Will already said, thank you Speed Gaming for hosting us. Give them a follow. We got Willcleosis and LordFizzlebeef. Go ahead, give those guys a follow. They just spent the last 2 hours giving you some entertainment. Go ahead, we have our restreamer, Dark Sky NL. We have our wonderful tracker, who still looks like they're having a little bit too much fun with that tracker, Moist Mogwai. I am Demon Frog. My co-commentator tonight, Falconic. If you wish to give us a follow, go ahead. Thank you for joining us. We've got a few more matches coming up for our Week 5 Swiss tournament. Some dreams will be made or broken. Hope to see you guys later. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night, Team Vorpal.